Grand Admiral Thrawn, and if you are listening to this podcast, you have excellent taste in art.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first podcast. I'm Star Wars Gazer, joined by right now Wrath of Mandalore. How you doing, sir?
I am Peachy.
Keen.
Yes, sir.
Letting people know we are live right now. Good evening. Mr. Millennium Workshop is already in the house.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? We got Joseph in here. What's up, Joseph? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you. I'm gonna open these. I forgot I got some not many, but a few cards for some folks. So I'm gonna go ahead and open them. I can't remember.
Endor, what's up, brother?
Who's this?
Endor's on Whatnot.
Sick.
One of the Whatnot homies.
Speaking of Whatnot, when's your next stream there, dude?
Ooh, probably tomorrow night.
All right. I
just gotta figure out how to fill that pull box. I'll probably do that in the morning, get a haircut. Because I got photos in DC at 5.
Ooh.
So those will be on the Wrath of Mandalore Instagram.
That's cool.
Yep. And then yeah, we'll be all right. What's going on, Joseph? How you doing, man?
Doing well. We're doing well, man. Thank you for being in here. We got 3 people in here. I'm just opening up these cards and then I'll show you guys what I got on here. We will be joined by a few others. I think Star Wars Closet is going to join us tonight.
Star Wars Closet is on Star Wars Closet time.
He is on Star Wars Closet time. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, but hopefully within the next 2 weeks, I will be with a new setup.
Really? What are you doing?
We moved forward with an application on an apartment tonight.
Ooh.
That's what I was working on before I hopped in here.
Heck yeah, dude.
Dude, hopefully I can get this desk that I'm looking at on Amazon. It's like $150. It's like a big elf-shaped desk.
Yep.
Have that nice setup in the basement room.
That's what I'm looking at right now because I got the basement as well. So,
because right now I've just got this like basic IKEA desk.
Okay.
And while it's not super deep, like at least it functions for basic stuff. But what I was thinking about doing is the fiance has her own desk, so I'll have her desk set up in the room as well, so she can do sketches and stuff. But I want to set mine up, and then like while it doesn't have a lot of depth in the desk that I'm looking at, it has 2-tiered systems and stuff, so I could always throw one monitor above the other one, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stealing this now. It's mine forever now. There's like a food truck and we know the guy that runs it. He has like the best peach lemonade, and my wife just brought it down. She wants it back.
Well, she's got to pay for it now.
What he said.
She's got $1 start.
$1 start. Here we go.
Yep. Yep.
$1.
I will trade you one cheese stick.
Maratha Mandalore says he'll trade you one cheese stick.
Was that a no I heard?
Yeah, she's out.
What about 2 cheese sticks?
She's gone now. She took the lemonade with her.
Nope,
I'm out.
We're upping the ante. Get my damn lemonade.
All right, I'm going to show you guys these cards.
Boo.
You guys see these all right? There you go.
Ooh. Battlestar Galactica. That one's sick. Oh.
Got 2 of those.
Dupes. Did you just get like random singles?
Anakin, Obi-Wan, yeah. And,
oh, I love that card. That's one of the only base cards I don't have.
Well, guess what's coming your way?
Throw it in the pull box, baby.
Heck yeah. By the way, guys, if you want to get some of my cards, yeah, late start. My daughter came home from vacation Bible school and she won a bike. So
She stole some kid's bike at Bible school.
it was like stealing candy from a baby. I taught her well.
But yeah, if anybody would like to come grab some of Gazer's cards on the stream, you want me to do a little sneak peek?
Let's do it. You guys want to see? Let's wait. You know what? Let's wait until we get at least 20 people in here. We
Yeah.
get 20 people in here, we'll give you a sneak peek at the cards we're selling.
Yeah.
You need to pay up a little bit here before we just
Yeah, up
give
the
away the
ante.
house. You know
I'll
what I
flash
mean?
one for Rex if he's interested.
All right, flash one for Rex then. That's fine. Rex, you got to tell me if you're interested or not.
I already flashed it.
Never mind. You must be interested.
Yep, he's now interested. Actually, he already started the auction. Look at this sick one I got though. Hoth C3PO,
That's
K3PO,
dope.
numbered.
That's dope.
Here. Some good stuff in here. Dollar start everything, go.
Yeah.
Darth Maul. You have done well, my apprentice. You said Darth Maul, Rex?
Okay, guys, here we go. We have a new logo courtesy of Closet. He's messaging me right now. You ready for this? I'm gonna remove us and I'm gonna put it up. Okay.
No.
Yo, dude, that's sick. That's pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah. It's sweet.
It's the only thing about Restream I don't like is I can't come here, come, get down here. You know?
Well,
I can't move our cameras down to the bottom of the screen so you can see the beyond the stars.
yeah.
Oh well. That's sick though. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Mr. Closet.
Did you see the 2010s that I got?
No. Bro.
I think most of the corners on some of these are a little dinged, but they're still pretty fucking fire cards. Hey, here you go, bud.
Hey guys, we have royalty on here now.
Oh, get this guy the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing well,
That
doing
was
well.
better.
Pop, I
What
loved
did you
your
do?
video you posted about your collection from ICCC. It's good to have you back on YouTube, my friend.
Yes, it's been a while. It's been a while.
That's the way I felt
Family
about
What happened?
tonight. That's the way I felt about tonight. I was like, I'm gonna live stream. I haven't been on a live stream in like a week and a half. Who am I?
Yeah, what is this? This is YouTube.
fucking
What are we
rookie.
doing here?
Yeah. No, I started. I have a new podcast now. This is the first night of it. It's called Beyond the Stars. So
Welcome.
So this is podcast number 101.
nope, I actually dropped a different podcast. So I'm going with 3. My Podgazer podcast, which is my interviewing podcast. I have Nerds Galore on Saturday nights, and then this one
Nerds Galore is Saturday or Sundays?
Saturdays.
Saturdays. Okay.
Yep, Sundays
Saturdays
is when I
every
release my
Sundays.
Podgazer podcast. So and then this one. So
And this one's gonna be every Wednesday night.
I'm that's kind of what I'm shooting for, but we'll see.
Yo, Ricky.
So
Yeah, that's a nice
kind of
one.
a nice little midweek hump day stream. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll show you a hump day.
Humpy.
hump day.
Damn.
More like Beyond Handsome. Who's that? Clone Force 97. Who are you talking about? I
Must
know
be
you
you,
ain't talking
bro.
about me.
I
I'm
mean,
Beyond
must
Ugly.
be. Must be you, bro.
I love it. I love
It ain't me.
DL44 is done.
Ooh.
Ooh, Millennium. It sounds like you need to get on here and maybe.
Sounds like Millennium
us.
needs to send some pics.
I agree. I agree. All right, let's see what we got here. Star Wars Closet sending me all the goodies for the intro and outro and all that.
Oh wow.
Oh, I've got some closet exclusive stuff that I showed Gazer.
Beyond the Stars, starring Star Wars Gazer.
Has kind of a cool ring to it, doesn't it?
Pop the Bounty Hunter.
All right, here it is, boys and girls. Not bad.
Beyond the Stars.
That fucking sucked.
Oh man.
What
You
you know about
thought
these
you were
pop?
safe in your house?
What you know
You
about
were
these
not.
pop?
You did not buy the freaking Pope cards, bro. You,
The
you
full box,
know what?
boy.
Kick
The
this
full
guy
box,
out right now.
boy.
Kick him out.
That's crazy. First Latin Pope, and this man kicks me out.
I saw a funny thing. Pop, you'll enjoy this because of football, but it was like, because I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, obviously. It was like Chicago got a Pope before it got a quarterback that's thrown for 4,000 yards in a season. I was like, that is awesome.
Damn. Shots fired. Wow. Wow. The Bears
Still suck.
Bears.
Still suck.
can't get Closet to help me with shit.
Well, sometimes you gotta learn how to shit on your own like a man.
Oh shit. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, well, my vacation was over.
Oh, you were
I was-
still on vacation.
Yeah, well, I was on vacation since Japan, so I was out for work for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Must be nice, bro. You got that
Yeah,
manager
so
right.
when you work with my company, once you complete 10 years, they give you 5 weeks straight paid vacation
Dang.
as a gift, as an anniversary gift. And after every 5 years after that, you get 5 years paid vacation. So
5
been-
years?
yeah, every 5 years after that. So
So you get to take 5 years off?
I wish I could take 5 years off. Imagine. Jeez. So yeah, I took 6 weeks off. I planned it so that I could be in Japan, go to ICCC, and be there for the kids' graduations, high school graduation. So I planned that all out. Then boom, back to work. So I had the graduations, and you guys know how I really, when it's family involved, I really don't record or anything. Kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
be present in that moment.
Great
And so-
pictures, by the way.
Well, yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I saw the pictures, man. You got
That
a
was
beautiful
cool.
family.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And then
Except for that weird old guy that was standing behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
with the glasses, yeah.
Yeah, such
I
a
don't know
weird
who that-
dude.
The guy's a dick. Anyways, so then yeah, and then after that, I went back to work, and then trying to get acclimated back into situations. 6 weeks out, and then now, yeah, just trying to record. I freaking got but let's see if I can reach it. I'll knock something down. This has been sitting in my living room for almost 2 weeks. And Saber sent me another Saber to review.
Oh,
Shout out
sick.
to N Sabers if you're on here.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Did
And
they tell you which
prequel-
one?
It is a prequel lightsaber. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
So I got some plans. I think I might involve my girlfriend in this next unboxing video. I have a plan
Recruiting help.
where you might see me and my girlfriend out in the dark battling.
Let's not. You can keep that to yourself. We don't need a video of that, Pop. Come on, dude.
This man's gonna sword fight with his woman.
You gotta see. Wow.
I thought you said that was something between us at ICCC. I thought that was an exclusive.
Whoa. What else? I got like a poster that I received from somebody that I met at Star Wars Celebration that was really nice. And they sent it all the way from Australia. I have another print that is an AP print from Candace Daly. It's safe, she can't say it, but I'm gonna say it. Star Wars Celebration art show was a shit show. That's what it was.
Okay.
And you know, I'm never gonna get MegaCon press pass. So Reed Pop, they were running the art show. And so the way things work, I don't know if you guys know the art prints of Celebration, you could pre-order them.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered 5. And then so Kansas, I was gonna purchase at her table. I'm thinking like, okay, I could go to her table and purchase it there and give her the money and talk to her and film her and all that stuff, content for the channel. The way they had it is there was a long stanchion line, and you had to go to a table, give them your email, and then they pulled up your email and showed your whole order. Then you go with a piece of paper and go to every single art booth so they could give you your print and they could cross it off. That they give it to you.
That already
Damn.
sounds stupid as shit.
Oh, exactly. So then when I went there, I said, "Hey, I would like to make a purchase. I want to purchase Candace Daly's print." And they said, "Oh no, we sold out." I was like, "Dang, this is Saturday. It's already sold out." I'm like, "Damn, Rick, you waited too long. You should have did it Friday." So I'm already all bummed out. So then on Saturday, I go to her, or no, Sunday, I go to her to say bye and film her and everything. And then I said, "Man, it sucks. I couldn't get your print. It sold out." And she's like, "It's not sold out. Who told you it was sold out?" And I was like, "The people over there on Saturday
Yeah.
and the table." So like her husband had to get up and tell him like, "Look, we're not sold out. We still got prints." So they told me just to wait by Candace's table. And then when they get the situation, there was a guy going around to all the artists to get them the right numbers of what's available to sell. And so then he got the right numbers. I see the guy back on the table. I go in and say, "Hey, can I make a purchase of Candace's print?" And he goes, "You're gonna have to make the line." And I said, "Oh no, I was here." And you guys told me no. And I waited in Candace's table. You had to go around and get quantities from each artist. And then I'm going to get the print. He goes, "No, you gotta make the line."
Oh,
And I was like, and I had a 2 o'clock photo op with both Ahsokas. So I couldn't wait in the line. So I, had message Candace and let her know, "Hey, I couldn't get still couldn't get your print because they want me to make the line all over again after I did it." And she said, "Don't worry about it." So I got a Kansas AP print here. Shout outs to Candace again. So that I have to.
that's cool.
There's so many things I got a T-shirt that I ordered, I guess, from Tattooing Traders. They got in. So yeah, I got content here. just gotta find time to record.
I would like to know what Clone's talking about here.
I don't know. I don't know. What
Speaking
you're
of,
talking
I didn't know you were a Gar Saxon fan, Pop, but look what I picked up.
Oh, I like it.
Guys, shout out to Star Wars Closet with this sick new logo up here. I love that.
I like it.
I like it. I think it's cool.
Oh,
Cool, cool, cool.
I've got some fire coming. The videos will be coming on my channel starting next week.
That's dope.
The Muffinator.
The Muffinator.
Respect the reband, bro.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
See,
You
the
and Tony-
pancake mix is always gonna be Ancient Mama's.
It's
I
all
ain't
good.
messing. I ain't
It's all
messing
good.
with no other brand. What they want to
You-
call it.
You
See?
and Tony can be those weird people that are stuck in the past once I blow up, bro. It's all good.
Don't do that to yourself. You got to get married.
What you mean?
What do you mean? You said you're gonna blow
My
yourself
license
up.
already filed, bro. I'm
You said
good.
you're gonna blow yourself.
This man's got dad jokes.
Well, I am a dad, man. I
You are
don't,
now.
I don't know what to tell you, son.
You
I've
are
been
now.
here in this earth for about 43 years. Seen a lot of
Yeah.
crazy
Damn!
things.
Damn!
A lot of crazy women and a lot of crazy
Super
things
up.
in my life, boy. I can teach you
Super
something.
Yeah,
Hi,
boy.
Closet.
Are you
Hi, Pop. Hey.
Hi, Joseph.
What? What the fuck?
no, seriously, this is a thing, you guys.
Yeah.
Closet, go ahead, talk about it. Like legitimately. What's up, Joseph?
Hey, Joseph. Yeah, so a guy that lives in my area, he was, I guess, like
not like a fan, but like he knew who I was. So I told him when I was starting the channel before I started the channel. So anyway, long story short, I said, "Hey man, I'm starting a Star Wars channel." He's a big Star Wars fan. He collects Legos and stuff. So anyway, he always bragged every time. So he worked at Walmart down the road. So every time he saw me, he'd say, "You know, I was one of your first 10 subscribers," and commented on all my videos. He's a really cool, nice kid. Anyway, he passed away like in a random horrible accident at work, like at Walmart. It was a whole thing. So anyway, his family asked if I would come and say something at his funeral and speak. So I did, and then they gave me this that he made before he passed away, obviously. So pretty
How
cool.
old is
Now
he?
it's on my set. He's 23 years old. Yeah, man. So I spoke at his funeral. They gave me this weirdest, like most emotional since I started the channel. Weirdest thing ever. So like weird and like a don't know what to do emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they've been texting me a lot. The family still has. So nothing like that's ever happened in my life. So pretty
Yeah,
wild.
and that goes to show you that we're out here having fun and we're talking about Star Wars, but we don't know how much we impact people on a daily basis. Because I don't consider myself a star. I'm still a guy that's working a regular job.
Same.
But
Same.
that's crazy. 23 years old, man. Such a young age.
23
man.
years old. And he told everyone like he's my first fan or first follower, first subscriber, and like, nicest kid ever. It's just most random. It's just random the way he went. But like, yeah, the funeral was packed. I mean, there's probably 200 people there. And so he was a greeter at Walmart. So they, a lot of people knew him around here. And so, yeah, they gifted me that Boba Fett Slave One Lego set that he did. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
What up, JT?
JT in the house.
JT.
Love
Legend.
it. Yeah. I don't know what in the world I'd do if someone like that happened to me. Like that's just kind of like weird and like not like a bad sense, just weird and like you said, like what do I do with this? Like
I just tried to love on the family as best I could. And I said that in my post about it. Like I didn't know what to say when they gave it to me, and I don't cry. Like I'm not. Everyone jokes about that around here. Like I have no tear ducts, or I've cried 5 times the last 10 years. I just can't. That was the closest I've ever been, and I just hugged them. That's all I knew to do. I just hugged them.
Yeah.
So I told them that would be on my set, and they started crying. They're like, he would love that.
Star Wars Closet, you're not the only one who hasn't cried in a long time. The last time I cried was when my dog died when I was 8.
That's a long time. That's way longer than me.
I just don't cry. Like I get more like angry and upset than I cry. Like I have to go listen to some like heavy metal kind of a thing. That's yeah.
I get that. I had to see. I mean, I've been seeing like I don't care who knows, but like I've been seeing like a therapist for that kind of stuff because I just don't do that. But this was a time. This was the time to do it. So I really messed up. So
yeah,
I've
and I'll
never
say
cried.
this too. Like my boys, a couple of my boys like cry, and I don't like tell them like no, you can't do that or anything like that. Like good for them. I'm glad that's how they are able to express if they're sad and stuff. That's just not me. I just don't.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and everybody's
Anyway.
different.
Clone cried
Clone.
yesterday.
Yeah. I probably
cried yesterday.
every morning he wakes up and looks in the mirror.
I've never cried in my entire life,
just
and
kidding,
if
Clone
you
Wars.
think you've ever seen me crying, you're lying.
That's right.
Yeah, it
there's a
probably is,
YouTube
Joseph.
video of that.
No, I don't know what YouTube is, bro.
Clearly.
Yeah, but you know
Joseph's
what
right.
YouPorn is. All right.
What? Huh?
What?
What? Huh? What?
Yeah.
That was weird.
No, I cry. I cry like,
I cried.
oh boy. I don't know.
I cried today.
When I
Pop, did you
became-
cry at your kids' graduations? This
Oh
year?
yes, 100%, 100%. I cry because even seeing them, perform at 18, seeing my son, is just. I think once that I got to my 40s, I just became a little bit emotional. you got to put things into perspective because, like you said, the 23-year-old kid just passed away, and we don't know when anybody could go. Anybody could go
Mhm.
at any moment. I could go at any moment.
Yep.
So that's why I'm pretty big on trying to enjoy my life and cherish every moment and spend time with the family and be there because we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It's put me in this weird headspace. So I've decided, like next week, I'm not doing any content. I'm not posting. I'm not getting on YouTube. I'm scheduling everything out, and then I'm taking the week just to not. I don't want to think. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you just have to like in perspective, Pop. That's exactly right. Like it's a big deal. So that's why I'm starting. Gazer, we've talked about it, but the thing I want to do with the channel, this is exactly why. Like what just happened, what this one said at ICCC, like, is all reasons why I want to have people tell their stories and involved with Star Wars.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit? I know.
Yeah, I actually wasn't going to, but I think I will. So
ahead.
I'm doing for the channel. I was going to wait till we got to 10K. And,
tomorrow.
God willing, we still do. But I'm going to start a new segment on the channel called Your Story Matters, and it's going to be where we share. Gazer, if you have the logo, I think I sent it to you. If you have it, if you want to pop it up, but basically, I want to platform people that have a story about how Star Wars impacted them in some positive way. So, like for example, a fan or another content creator where they've never shared their story, they just do content. So, like on my channel, there's nothing about me on there. It's all about just Star Wars. Yeah, that's it. So, I want to put that out and make that kind of a big part of what I do is let people share their stories. So like Wrath shared a really cool story at ICCC about like what Theory has done for him in his life. And then obviously the story of this 23-year-old kid, like I think that story needs to be shared. So I'm going to talk to the family about being on my YouTube channel. So like things like that. I want to do more stuff like that, let people share their stories and platform people that have a positive way of viewing Star Wars, because it's just a lot of divisiveness about like what kind of Star Wars you like, and I think we missed the point, right? Like, there's a lot of people out there that have really cool stories on how Star Wars saved their lives. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of ways, it changed their lives, and in just 4 months, it's changed my life. So, yeah, so that's kind of what's coming up, and that this whole funeral situation has just like put more of a fire to that. So.
Yeah, because it means Star Wars is just more than just lightsabers and space. I mean, there's a lot of, depending on what you like about it. You know, one of my employees asked me the other day, we're closing down, and they said, "Well, you got a YouTube channel, and everybody calls me the Star Wars guy because I got a YouTube channel. I don't think I know everything about Star Wars, but." They asked me like, what is it about Star Wars you like? Is it like the Sith? Is it like the Jedi? Is it like the bounty hunters? Like, what drew you to Star Wars? And to me, it was just a story of Anakin. And I've shared this before. A kid that was a slave, that's all he knew, and he gets to leave with a guy and be free, but his mother has to stay back. He's doing all this, fun stuff and learning and exploring and saving Obi-Wan and doing all these fights and all this stuff while his mom is still being, a slave back there. And now he has these nightmares and he's missing his mom. And by the time he gets to her, she's gone. So that's the only woman at that moment that he loved. So it's like, okay, now I'm starting to love another woman, which is Padme, and I don't want to lose her. I lost my mom, and he has that regret. And then it's like he eventually end up losing her and losing abilities of his life. And it's like the choices that we make in life. So it's more than just lightsabers and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, that's freaking awesome, right? But just like, man, the decisions that we make as a human being, as a man, and you saw his outcome.
Yeah.
It sucks because all he wanted to do was save his mother, and all he wanted to do was save Padme, and he ended up not having nothing.
Yeah.
Pop,
I
you bring
think-
up an interesting, like what you just said, Wrath, and I don't mean to interrupt, but what you just said, I think that's why so many people, I don't know what the word is. There's some kind of psychological terminology for this, but every time you watch Revenge of the Sith, do you or do you not always scream for Anakin to not leave the temple?
Yeah.
Every
No.
every time,
100%.
you're like, just
And
don't.
I want him to
I
kill
end up
everybody.
crying sometimes, when I see him get burned and he's
Yeah.
screaming because it's
Yeah.
like, damn, bro, that
Because
sucks. We went
he's
through
that
this whole
relatable.
journey with you to see you as a slave kid, and now you're free and you're doing better for your life, and then
And then
you
he
make
becomes a
these
slave
decisions
again.
and you're like, why, man? Why'd you do that? You have a
Yeah.
beautiful wife now because you guys were married, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
the he got influence. He got influence, and Palpatine knew where to hit him.
Yeah.
If somebody comes to you right now and says, "Hey, I could give you 100,000 subscribers, and you'll be making $20,000 a month on YouTube, but you got to do this," it's crazy.
Yeah. Star Wars Clone Force 97 says Star Wars has given me friends and people to connect with from areas I'm nowhere near. Love you guys, even closet.
Awesome. Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, it brought us together in ICCC. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We all met at one central point, and we're all, granted, it was 3 days, 1 day, 2 days. We had fun.
Yeah, it was great, and now I get to see all you guys again at Rebel Scum Con. I'm traveling to different conventions now. I'm going to Denver Fan Expo in July, so that's going to be sick.
Nice.
With Jungle and BP, so like just to meet all you guys has been sick. I can't wait to meet more people at Rebel Scum because Josiah Bra is going to be there. You got Flex is going to be there. Will of the Force, the whole Seth of From Beyond the Dune Sea will be there as well. Connor, like all these different guys that I haven't met yet too will be there. And just like you guys talk about the community that you build with people inside this realm, this sphere of YouTube and whatnot and all this stuff is just, it's really cool. I'm really glad to have you guys. I really am.
Same. Yeah, same. I got to give a shout out to my boy Clone because I didn't know anyone in this space for the first month. I didn't know a soul. And Clone was the first one to ever, wherever he is, over here in this section. Clone was the first one to reach out to me about being on his YouTube video, and he interviewed me. That's how I met Gazer. Hello. That's how I met Gazer, and then the rest of y'all. So, shout out Clone, even though I hate your guts. I appreciate.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I love you. What did I say? Did I say, hey, that just came out. Sorry. I love you. Your story matters. And
Everybody's story matters. except for Clone.
Your story matters.
no, I do. I love it too. And the 12 hours I was at ICCC was awesome. So
Yeah, let's not talk about that because you're a jerk for only having 12 hours there, dude. I'm just like,
But I had
I'm
a
upset
blast.
with you.
I had a blast.
Hey, but he did say he was going to go. We promised that he was going. He went.
I'll give him that. He said he was going to go and he showed up. However,
Well, he doesn't have a choice for Rebel Scum. I'm driving by his house and I'm breaking the door down.
this is true.
Yeah, pick
sure.
me up, dude. They need to email me back, but
Yeah, same. Although I think of the two of us, if they had to choose, I think they're gonna go with the guy that has actual videos. Though, yeah.
No, you're a Wrath, dude. Everyone knows you. That's the thing. No one knows me.
Some people know me. Some people are blessed. Some people live in squalor.
Every time I watch one of you guys on Whatnot, someone mentions you. I've learned that too. But they still call you Muff. We got to work on that.
It's because of guys like Pop.
You,
Refuse
you got to
to
give him the
embrace
line.
rebreed.
You got to give Closet the line. Muff
No, I
is
don't.
gone. I'm what remains.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna continue to grow. I'm gonna continue to make things better. And if you want to be in the past, you can be in the past.
Yeah,
I agree with that, dude.
1 year later. What's up, Muff?
And by that point in a year, I'm just gonna completely keep walking because that name's already dead to me.
I'll be real. I think your closest friends, especially the people that were at ICCC with you, are still gonna
No,
call
I
you
think
Muff.
I think that's cool. It's just like it's gonna get to a point where it's just gonna be both, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And the OGs will know Muff, and everybody else gets to.
I need to
hear a
switch
good
your
story.
contact to Muff in my phone. Or from Muff to Wrath because I still have you as Muff.
It is
I'm
what it
gonna
is.
switch you to Muv to Raph, like Raphael. There's gonna be a picture of
Yeah.
Raphael.
I like that.
I just had
The
to use
Raph
daddy.
of Mandalore. The
Yeah, see?
Raphael of Mandalore.
Closet's got it the right way.
What is it?
I just have him down as daddy. But that's what he sent it. When he sent it, that's what it said. He sent his contact card and it just said daddy. I just kept it.
Oh,
That's
shit.
beautiful.
It's funny at work when I was in the front end managing or on registers. These kids changed my name in the customer service system to Big Daddy Matt. So now any of the people that are new check me out when I buy an energy drink. They're like, okay.
It's funny. We my brother-in-law, he helps run the soundboard at our church, and one of our pastors' name is Jim. And in the sound system board, like everybody has their name for their settings and stuff. And he changed our pastor Jim's settings to Jimbo Slice and everything. It's so funny. So every time you're up there running the soundboard, it's Jimbo Slice.
Oh, I think you said that he ran a soundboard and he pressed the button and goes, oh, yeah.
Stop, you do that really, really well. Maybe a little too well.
This is
It's got
impressive.
practice.
There's a lot of things I do well.
Oh, dang.
Go on.
Closet's in.
Hey, he's out of the closet now. Hey.
Hey.
Hit us with that pop ASMR.
Pop ASMR.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
2 men, 1 closet this summer.
Hey, yo. Mariana,
Pop.
how's it going? Good to see you.
Hey, Mariana.
Ooh, like
Mariana,
11
not
years.
about
This summer, 2 boys, 1 closet. Who comes out the real man?
Jeez.
2 boys, 1
All
closet.
right.
2 banthas.
I missed. Where is your bantha, dude? Like, I haven't seen your bantha in forever.
That's what she
it's a
said.
work in progress.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Thanks. I watched
No,
The
it's
Office.
not. It's not. I got confirmation. It's not what she said.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't think she knows what a
Yay.
bantha is.
Is Mariana your fiance?
No, she's a fellow YouTuber. She does. She's
Oh.
actually the one that helped me get Mark Thompson.
No.
Yeah.
Very
So-
nice.
And she also does a lot with like Pokemon and stuff. So
Pokemon.
hey. So
That's not
she sounds like she might be someone who's really interested. Star Wars Closet would be good to have on your podcast for what your story matters. She's got a
That'd be
cool
awesome.
story.
I don't think I've met Mariana. I don't think I've ever
Nope.
met her.
Clone Force says I try to shout people out whenever I can. I met Gazer because Kyber wanted to be on my Star Wars Day podcast and said I need to talk to Gazer and Nerd. Since that day, I've just been trying to do the same, which is why I try to put people on OTT. Because
Shut up,
everyone has a
Closet.
story to share. You're right. Everyone does have a story to share.
Sorry, I just got a Clone Force transmission in my chip.
What is OTT?
Original trilogy talk, dude. That man.
Oh, okay. I thought
False.
it was
It's
on
the
talk
Auto Ascenders abbreviation.
OT. I just call him OT. I can't say OTT. It's too
Mm.
much. OTT.
OT.
O double T.
O double T. I just call him OT.
No, it's called OT squared.
OT squared. I like it. He's probably like the second guy I met in the space. He's good.
He's got a really good voice for Star Wars. You should look him up, Pop. He's got a video. His video on the Millennium Falcon is actually
Oh,
really
man.
good.
It's so good. I referenced that, and I got a video coming out in 2 weeks about that. I referenced that. It's so good.
Sick. By the way, Star Wars Closet, thank you for turning me on to Nexus Clips. That
Yeah, boy.
site is
Yes.
sick.
Nexus Clips, dude. Worth it. Worth it.
100%. and then pairing that with that grok, dude, it was beautiful. I mean, I was like, this is amazing.
I didn't get those tips yet.
I actually did tell you, but then I almost died in a storm, and then I think we both forgot.
Yeah, storm schmorm. One thing fell off the wall.
Star Wars Closet, you should be getting that Darth Vader helmet on Friday, I think.
Yeah, boy, I gotta Venmo you. Let me do that real quick.
You sold the one you got?
No, the one I got at ICCC is mine. I have the AMC popcorn bucket one. He bought it for me.
Ah,
So
that's the only thing I'm missing. And the 10. I
I was the
refuse
one
to pay $100 for each of them, though.
Bro, OT.
So,
speaking
so
of
why is Clone Force is not on? What is he doing?
I don't know. Clone Force, what are you doing, dude?
what are you doing?
Avoiding us.
I'm sending it to Clone Force. Clone Force, get your rear end on here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're in the group, but I'm going to send it to you privately anyway. Maybe not.
It's supposed to be reading a book.
I'm supposed to
Something
be
that
reading
nerd
a book.
can't
Not
read.
happening tonight. Get your rear end on here.
I'm supposed to be editing right now, but I love you.
Not
guys.
going to happen. You've got your rear end on here.
I'm supposed to be on a call with Closet talking about my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you
Hey,
text
you're right
me,
here.
and
Let's
then I
talk
text
about
you
it.
back.
Did you? I never got anything, bro.
Yeah, you text me and said,
Wow.
"Yeah, buddy," and I said, "Hi," and that was it.
I never got the notification.
What
it
a
like
conversation.
automatically opened.
Hey, Pop, are you gonna do anything for funny wise to Tony this week because he turns 40?
Funny wise?
Yeah, you gonna pull any funny pranks, or did you send him like one of those like walkers with like the tennis balls on the bottom, or anything like that?
No.
Send
Oh.
him some Bengay.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him a bag full of Bengay. Some Bengay, some vitamins.
Not even like the tube of Bengay. You just squirt some Bengay into a Ziploc and throw the vitamins in there and mix it up.
Give him
That's
some,
great.
some like ankle wraps,
He's gonna be like,
Knee
"Hey,
pads,
Ankle
yo,
brace, maybe some
Yeah.
icy hot patches.
icy eye patches. You need to start drinking your vitamins.
get him fingerless gloves,
Get him, get him, get him a box of Ensure.
stationary bike.
Stationary bike. Wow.
Get him the walking pad that you can sit at your thing and then you just walk.
Oh, he has one of those already.
Oh, I fucking knew it.
That's
Oh my
great.
god.
That's right. I'm not that far behind.
Yeah,
though.
that's it.
I just like to tease him.
Once you hit 40, some of them things start, some things don't work the same that they used to work before. But I ain't talking about that.
Yeah, your fucking brain.
It's
Yeah,
all
my
funny.
brain, yeah.
What's your
Like
name
what?
again?
What? I didn't hear the last part.
I think he's talking. I don't think he's talking about Lil Pop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey, you ain't talking about that.
yeah. Two boys back in the closet. Now there's only one bantha.
The thing is, you do that really well, bro.
You do,
How long
bro.
practice
It's
that?
so good.
Yeah, all kinds of voices. Somebody
That's so good.
start an animated project. Let's get it going.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'll voice it
Yeah,
over.
and then like a Book of Boba 2 spoof or something.
Yo, we want to do a Book
Starring
of Boba
Rash.
2 fan fiction. I'll write it right the fuck now. I'll fix
Do
that.
it.
I'll fix that cursed show. Make it what it should have been.
That show is terrible.
Get out of here, then, Jarin. This is my show.
Get out of here.
No, the
fake
first scene just
Mandalorian.
opens up from black to like this, like it expands and it's on Boba, and all he says is, "Let's ride my bantha."
No, I got you. The interlude, right?
I've been too nice for too long. It's time to sing.
These are my people, and I cannot leave them. We don't talk enough about the Power Rangers on that show.
Huh?
You know what? I kind of felt a little offended when they started calling them Power Rangers. I'm
Yeah.
a Power Rangers fan. I get it. They were in bikes. They were wearing different colors. But do you call everybody that's wearing different colors Power Rangers?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Races.
it depends on.
Yep.
Oh,
And Clauset is no longer speaking.
All right, Pop. Thanks for coming on.
Oh.
Right, they can't hear us anymore.
You guys
Let's
are
talk
gonna get
about
me in trouble with myself.
I
All
want
right.
you to take your words and I want you to stick them where they don't belong.
Oh man, Clone Force, it's good to see you, dude.
Yeah, good to see you guys as well. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying
boy.
to
Trying to
read a
read.
book and write a script for.
Just trying to figure out how to read. He's
A
like sitting there
review.
like the
Hey,
to
hey.
to the.
You
Clone
know,
Force
if you're a
97.
reader, you could reach out.
Let's
for
be
help
honest.
with,
You were
swimming.
not reading a book. We know kind of book you were looking at.
No.
He was
I
looking
only
at the
have
1985 Full Fold magazine.
I'm reading the High Republic series in order.
Oh, so you're not
in
reading
timeline
a book,
order.
You're reading fake fan fiction. Got it.
If you want to say that. But
According to the group chat the other night,
yeah,
there's a
Yeah.
timeline.
That's messed up. They should have put the part of the brown Power Ranger. They
Bro,
said
my
I
dog,
blend with the
my
sand.
dog with the fucking stray, with the
Let's
stray
go.
on
What the-
What a top tier comment.
the top tier man.
That was great. I love that.
Oh Lord.
That's so funny.
Damn, bro.
Clone Force, what book are you trying to read right now?
right now I'm on the book Convergence. I'm about halfway through. I started it last night, and I'm just like
gotta get
putting
your
in
eyes
notes.
converge on the page, brother.
I was begging. I was hoping you were about to say Green Eggs and Ham. It's by a guy named Dr. Slews.
He's trying to read Into the Dark in the dark.
They actually, I think they have a book called Into the Dark.
That's
yeah, yeah.
uh,
The first book
uh.
that they had was called Into the Light or Light of the Jedi. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Light
Into
of
the
the-
Light or Light of the Jedi.
I got you. Hold on.
I don't know. I think these books are great. I'm starting with Phase 2 because I've already read all these. But I'm starting again with Phase 2 because that's like the High Republic's prequels.
Light of the Jedi.
The Light of the Jedi. Okay.
Yeah, something
so
like
right-
that. I don't know.
So right now I'm on Cataclysm, and or no, Convergence. Cataclysm is next, I think. But Mark Thompson does the audiobooks for most of the High Republic as well, so
That's cool.
he does such a good job.
He does. Mark Thompson is amazing.
I need to get hooked up on some voice acting.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I've been telling you, like, you need to be a voice actor.
I don't know how to get in, bro.
Yeah, neither do I. Well, I can't do it, so I don't know why I said that, but like you can. Yeah. Dude, I've
Oh,
gotten
man.
nerd interested though, and like I didn't know that.
In
nerds
what,
know how to read.
reading?
Yeah.
No, you hey, interested.
Yeah.
Functionality is a different issue.
Jeez.
The cat go to store and South will rise again.
Well, I have
He can't even do that. He's fighting a war right now, right, Pop?
That's what I'm
That
saying.
is
He's
all
trying
I
to
heard is the
resurgence.
South will rise again.
yeah, I have like a
Oh
I've-
Lord.
downloaded all my High Republic books and then put them in a Google Drive so I could share them with people who wanted to read it. So then Nerd was like, okay, I might get into this because I keep showing him that guy Aslan Rel, who's super interesting because he rips his own eyes out.
Yeah, buddy.
Mm.
Dang. That's intense.
It's probably one of the coolest things that's happened. I mean, that and some other stuff, but I don't want to spoil it for those who might read it one day.
Spoil it. No, I'm just kidding.
I saw that closet.
What?
I saw that bevy.
It's one of those what you call it? Those liquid deaths.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love Liquid Death.
Yeah.
My favorite one right now is Rip Your
Yeah.
Wrath.
Ew. What the fuck is
And
wrong
I
with
just-
y'all liking
I
root
just
beer?
love
Like,
when they created the Arnold Palmer and then they were like, you got to take it down. So they just called it Dead Billionaire.
Jeez.
Wow.
Which flavor you got there, Closet? Liquid Death.
Just
Basic.
regular water. Just their black.
Let's see
their
it.
regular-
it was either that or a Modelo tall boy.
Now,
Closet,
now
I
he's-
want to see the. I want to see the Liquid Death.
it's actually alcohol. He's like, you
Well,
can't see it.
they haven't sponsored me, so
So it's
No.
alcohol. Got it.
No,
Okay.
every single time I go to buy a liquid death, somebody goes ID, and I'm like, it's fucking water.
It's
Yeah.
water in a can. It's very
It's
good.
sparkling water, dudes.
If you guys have any Ollies near you, they usually have cases of them over at Ollie's.
Yeah, we're not that deep.
Oh, sorry.
I get mine.
Speaking about Modelos, what happened to Sean?
Who?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. He messaged in one of the groups that I'm part of earlier today, but I haven't seen him in a little bit. One thing I did want to talk about, and this is actually what he put in our group. So that was a great segue, Pop. Is that Dave Filoni is a top candidate to co-run Star Wars after Kathleen Kennedy leaves, and the rumor is that, according to Hollywood Reporter, is that he's going to co-run it with oh gosh, I just blanked on her name.
I don't know who she is.
Hold on.
Yeah, because I know Favreau doesn't want it.
Carrie Beck. Carrie Beck is the name. She's
I
done
like
quite a
Keller
bit.
and Beck.
Yeah, right. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up Carrie Beck and what she's
All I know is that she's more qualified than me. That's all that matters.
right. She's done 17 episodes of The Mandalorian, all 3 seasons. She did Star Wars. She did 71 episodes of Star Wars Rebels. She did Tales of the Underworld. She did 6
What are the
episodes of
credits
that.
as? Are they directors, executive producers?
So let me go through this here. So Star Wars Tales of the Underworld, she's executive producer, 6 episodes. Light and Magic, executive producer, 3 episodes. Skeleton Crew, co-executive producer, 3 episodes. She was executive producer of 2 episodes of Tales of the Empire, which obviously that wasn't that great. Star Wars The Bad Batch, he was executive producer and co-executive producer for 46 episodes.
Love The Bad Batch.
Yeah. Ahsoka, she was executive producer for 8 episodes. Pop's got to go. Pop, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure, sir. Have a good night. Appreciate you.
Bye, Pop.
For The Mandalorian, she was co-executive producer and co-producer for 11 episodes. 17 episodes.
Qualified. That's all you needed to tell me.
Right? Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, she was executive producer for 2. Book of Boba Fett, a co-executive for 7 episodes.
All right.
Star
so
Wars,
then,
The Clone Wars, she was co-producer for 12 episodes. Let's see.
Was that
and then
just-
now is
Rebels,
that before the
was 71
2020?
episodes. She was associate producer and producer for 71 episodes.
Okay.
So, yep.
You're
So-
good, Pop.
You're good, dude. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being in here. Really good to have you in here. So, yeah.
Miss you so bad.
I miss you, man. So yeah, the rumor, according to the
cry.
Hollywood Reporter, and obviously these are all rumors because it always has been since Disney took
Yeah.
over.
I think it's been 4
but the
times this year
rumors
something like
that-
this has been happening.
Right.
Here's where I stand on this, right?
Yeah.
Less talking, more doing. If you're gonna leave, get the fuck out, please.
Yeah.
Like how many times we like, and I'm sorry to use this kind of language, but it's like it's the same rigmarole every 2-3 years. It's like, oh, I'm gonna leave, oh, and then you never fucking leave. So just leave. Just
Yeah.
shut up and leave.
Yeah. And
Please.
I truly wouldn't mind a coexisting deal between Carrie Beck and Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
And truth be told, like I'm excited to see. This is something that Star Wars Sith and Hannah from the Race Side brought up earlier in their stream, is that with the Shadow of
Shadow of the Empire.
the Darth Maul
Mandalore.
show that's coming out,
Shadow
Lord?
Hunter Lord.
something like that. Anyway, he was talking about it with Katie Sackhoff on the Sackhoff show. And he was saying that a lot of these episodes that they're creating, he's had the ability to go in and be like, hey, we should do this with this character. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And we should do this with this character. And yeah, let's do it. Or how about this character? Let's do this. And let's do that. So like, it seems like they're giving him more creative edge and freedom,
As
and
they
that
should.
so it'd be 100% as they should. So it's going to be really
He's a
cool. It'd
lore
be really
master.
cool if like Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck take over, and then this is where Sam Witwer really starts to step in and take some stuff.
And then
I'd
they
be
go
totally down.
back and they let Tamura fix Book of Boba Fett.
Did you guys see that Tony Gilroy was told by an executive at Disney that streaming is dead while filming the second season of Andor?
I mean, to some extent, they're not wrong.
I think people are growing tired of the constant streaming.
Yeah,
I think, like me personally, I want to see Star Wars in theaters again. If Revenge of the Sith didn't prove anything other than people want to see Star Wars in the theaters again, like, come on. Not that streaming has to go away, but can we get some more theater stuff? Like,
yeah, I'm just sick of having to sit here and wait for episodes to come out and
streaming was
getting
supposed to be for
shitty
binging.
episodes, and it's like I've waited and anticipated and had hope all week, and then I watch it and I'm like, well, fuck, A, that sucked, and B, it wasted my time and my thoughts.
yo, nerd,
Nerd,
what
get
are
in
you
here.
doing still up, sir?
What do you mean he just woke up?
Yeah, he definitely
Back to
just
bed,
woke up.
nerd.
He was in Brickstream earlier. He's wake up, put a shirt on, and get in here.
Leave the shirt.
Or yeah, don't put a shirt on. I mean, I'm down. Gonna have a good time. I'll turn the camera off for a little bit.
I also think the issue with Disney streaming is that when Iger left, Bob Chapek overinflated the numbers to Disney stockholders, not giving a true representation of what Disney Plus was actually doing, which is why a lot of these shows got super high budgets. And I think we got shows that were not good, in my opinion, like The Acolyte, where it's like, oh, streaming's a big success. Everybody do it. Like, no. I mean, Andor's a financial fail, but I think the story's good, in my opinion.
Grizz, to be honest with you, I don't think we need the MCU plan. I think we need new original content and then a little bit more of filling in the gaps with some, fan service here and there. But this like political agenda, shows and these like politics belongs in Star Wars. It's always been a part of Star Wars.
Star Wars politics, not real world.
Star Wars politics, not pandering to one side of the aisle or the other,
right,
or forcing certain things down people's throats. I think we need to get back to the basics in Star Wars. We need to write stories, and stories that are good, and stories that are new, and stories that are exciting. And it's not even really about, like I had a bold take about the whole Ryan Gosling thing. It's like, we don't need Ryan Goslings. We need people who can come in and execute on a really, because if you have good writing, the characters are going to be good. The acting is going to be good. If you have good writing, you don't need mega super Hollywood stars to be to carry certain things. And that's kind of one of the things that scares me about this show. Is it's like we haven't seen anything, we haven't heard anything about what this show is going to be. They're just like, hey, Ryan Gosling, please.
And I also, for me, and I've talked to people about this, is that I want not just good writers, because don't get me wrong, Tony Gilroy's a great writer, great.
Yeah.
I want good writers who love Star Wars.
Yeah. I want fans.
Yes.
I want people who understand what Star Wars is.
They want to see the things on screen that the rest of us want to see on screen.
Yeah.
Or the types of things.
I think I do want to say one thing, though, like with the politics thing, it's not the shows that are doing it, because people will say like, oh, it's like, oh, it's the Acolyte. It's like, it's full of this identity politics. Like, to be honest with you, it wasn't, the show did not have that, but it was interviews with Amanda Stenberg and and Leslie, where it's like R2-D2's a lesbian, and it's like R2-D2's a droid,
right?
Like,
like that's the thing, is like we're sitting here. I mean, like, look at what happened with Snow White. You get a full of themselves actor / actress who comes in and they're like, this is all wrong. We're going to do it completely different. We're going to change the script. We're going to
You literally
and
demonize half of your audience.
fucking running your mouth, saying dumb shit. And then, because I'm going to be honest with you, right? If none of that stuff happened pre-Acolyte, I think a lot more people would have at least tuned in to give it a chance and not talk shit about it from the jump and just automatically been blocked out. I mean, eventually we realize it's not good anyway, right? But there's just so much more shit thrown on top of it when you sit there and you run your mouth and you call fans
for me-
racist
for
because
me, like,
of
the whole thing of,
actions
like,
of two people.
she doesn't need a man to rescue her. Like,
Yeah.
okay, the story is not necessarily like about the man. It's about
No,
the fact that he's willing,
about
he loves
love.
her, and he's willing
About
to go
love.
through these dangerous things to
Yeah.
save her
yeah,
and to help her. Like,
And
it's
it
not
wasn't just
anything
that
about like
either.
these like masculinity and like the chauvinism. It's no,
Right.
it's he loves her.
right.
Well, the other issue, and there's like an old, I think he was a wrestler, but he's not Wee Man. His name was Hornswoggle, I think.
Mhm.
He came out recently. He did an interview like anti Peter Dinklage because Peter Dinklage was like, Disney needs to not cast little people in these roles. Little people are more than that. And the guy Hornswoggle was like, but yeah, you take all the little people roles. Like, so he
Yeah.
was calling out Peter Dinklage, and Peter Dinklage really doomed that movie because they had like at one point it wasn't going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They're going to be Snow White and the Seven something. And they kind of changed it, and then they went back to the dwarves, but then they did CGI dwarfs, and now it's like cool.
But you're taking
Like-
away all those gigs.
Yeah, like that guy was like, listen, like I'm a little person. I know what's out there for me. This is the role that I want to be. Like he's like, I wanted to be grumpy. He was like, it's something that I can associate with. He was like, can it be demoralizing at times that like these are the only roles that you can get? Maybe, but now you've taken away the only role I can get
Right.
because one man who's really profited on himself in Peter Dinklage has just taken that role from everybody. He was like, you know what, it's rude to always cast little people, but like he doesn't care when his when the
When
paychecks
his-
are coming into him.
When his fat
Right.
Game of Thrones
Yeah.
paycheck smacked everybody, you know?
I'm gonna
White and
watch
Seven
Snow
Creatures.
White when
I'm
it
not.
comes out on Disney Plus.
Fuck no.
My brother said it was probably one of the best movies he's seen in a very long time, and I don't know. But then there was that whole.
Was your brother
Oh,
wearing
it's
his
weird.
glasses? Because
Brother's
like
weird.
My brother doesn't wear glasses. But yeah,
apparently
I
he
don't-
needs to.
I mean, it's just his take. I don't know. He really
know.
liked it, but then there's that internal conflict that they were having between Gal Gadot and Rachel Ziegler because
Which, be
Gal
honest,
Gadot's from Israel and Rachel Ziegler's pro-Palestine. I just think that didn't have a place on set.
let's be real here too. The fact that the evil queen was jealous of Snow White, it should have been the other way around. Let's be real, in my opinion. Like, come on,
Yeah.
like.
I just like it. I just kind of, and that's a whole another issue that we don't really need to dive down the rabbit hole for. But it's like, when did Gina Carano get fired? But now we're okay with anti-Israeli actors being prominent.
Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
that.
I think I agree with the Gina Carano firing. But at the same time, if you want to set a precedent with stuff like that, like, hey, you represent the company, then I think it does need to stand out a little more
Mm-hmm.
in these situations.
Yeah.
Like,
In
hey,
this
like-
situation, they look two-faced.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's. I'm not taking sides on the argument side of things. It's just like, you can't be flip floppy. If
Right.
you're gonna set a precedent, stick with it.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, especially because now, like, I mean, none of us worked on that set, but apparently there was conflicts between them the entire time, and it didn't have a place. Like, that's like the number one rule when you go up to any job is like, yo, we don't discuss politics here. Like, we don't do
Right.
it.
Right.
Or
And,
even if you get into that kind of thing, it's like there's still a baseline level of respect that needs to be held as a human being, because even on both sides of that, they're arguing the humanity of this thing, and it's like, but yet you're gonna put other people down just because of their association with that.
Right.
You know, it's like I might not have the same political leanings as everybody else on this on this podcast, but I'm not going to sit here and demean you and degrade you because you think differently than I do.
Yeah.
And that's again ties back into the whole Star Wars community.
Real Ben, this is the real issue, right? To me, if you're gonna fire someone over politics, you need to fire anybody who goes political.
Yep.
I agree. If you're gonna make that stance, make the stance.
It was definitely political in her case, but what she did, I think, was a little more extreme. It wasn't the pronoun thing. It was comparing stuff to the Holocaust and comparing being a modern day Republican to being a Jew in the Holocaust. They don't line up. And she was taking it too far. And I do agree that none of that has a place, but she was definitely getting out of hand. But also, I agree the same thing. Like, hey, like when Mark is there and he's being Luke and Pedro's being Mando, or every single person in Disney, like Pedro Pascal's having this Chris Pratt kind of thing right now.
But the thing you run into too, right, is at what point does it become censorship and the elimination of free speech?
Right.
Like, I get it, you have contracts and stuff like that, but it's like you're going to let somebody
Right.
else run their mouth because it fits your agenda
Right.
versus other people.
That's what I have a problem with.
They do make themselves look bad when they do that, because it does. Unfortunately, it does look like they were censoring Gina in a way, but they did the right thing there. They should have got it under control. I honestly, like, I'm not educated enough to speak about the Mark and Pedro stuff, because, like, I mean, I know that, like, Mark is super anti-Trump, like that's been his thing.
Well,
but I don't know what Pedro's been saying.
I think what Ben is relating to is that the people on one certain aisle have now equated Donald Trump to Hitler, which couldn't be further from the truth. He's not rounding people up and gassing them and murdering them.
Right.
And as somebody who's actually connected to that event in history, I had my grandfather and grandmother fled from Nazi occupied Germany as German citizens.
My great grandma was in Auschwitz.
Yeah, it's like you can't, like, we're gonna get upset because she's comparing censorship to actual censorship and taking away of rights versus literally straight up calling somebody Hitler is insane. Because if you did that on the other side of the pandering aisle, you'd be gone.
100%.
You'd be gone.
100%. I agree with that. Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, there are people out there who would compare Bernie Sanders to Fidel Castro, which I think is a stretch. But if somebody came out as a Disney actor and said that, gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you've set that precedent, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Totally Grizz has a good thing here. Says it just
Perfect
needs to
point.
be about the art, the story. If you want to use your stardom to get your news out, do it outside of the production, because it puts the whole project in jeopardy, which affects everyone else who put the work into it.
Well, that's the thing too, is it's different to go on press releases and on tours and stuff and do this kind of shit. But I mean, Gina Carano just tweeted about it and she's gone. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
And I think there also is a difference, like when you're doing it on these press tours, like, and you're going around and you're constantly doing it. If like Mark played Luke and then never plays Luke again, and he does it, and they're like, oh well, look what the actor Luke's saying. He hasn't, like, you could be like, well, he hasn't played Luke in 20 years. He's free to do whatever he wants.
Right.
Right.
But they're doing it before the project that they've done ever comes out, and they're dooming the project to fail because they're alienating
people. The viewership.
Yeah, half their audience is being alienated. Yeah.
Like you can't, like let's be real, and we're not going to get into race and all this stuff, but it's like the majority of people who watch Star Wars are Caucasian. The majority, right?
Not all. Yeah.
Not all, but I mean a solid percentage of fan base is Caucasian. So to come out and like say that all the white fans are racist, that, you know, and that kind of stuff, it's like you're alienating a large percentage of viewership from the jump. And I mean, it's, you know, for both sides. It's not just white people are oppressed.
I'll agree with Ben on this one.
If she did that to that, like, I would still, like, if she did it that way, like what Ben wrote, I'd still want the same thing that happened the other way.
Yep.
I'm not flip flopping on it. I
For
want
sure.
like
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I just want
Mm.
consistency.
Consistency.
We have consistency here. Like they're targeting certain people because of their beliefs, and then they're allowing other people with their beliefs to just blah everything and everywhere, all over everything. And it's like, okay, like either stand for nothing, or either stand for no political crap, or just slow your roll and let people do what they weren't gonna do. You know, like don't have a two-faced approach to this.
Or even just it's like, you know, there's no redemption, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, look at what
well, if she wins the lawsuit, like if she wins this lawsuit that she has going on and she gets her job back, is anybody gonna want her to be there? And like everybody said, like,
I
oh,
mean,
her
I liked her
don't-
as
Yeah, I thought her
Yeah.
I
character
missed
was
her
really
character.
BA.
yeah.
I think leaving her character, I think they should have recasted.
They want
Um,
really strong female characters. That she was one
She's
of them. She killed,
probably the strongest one we've had.
they
in a
killed
while.
her off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, she's
for
still
me-
alive. Her character is like
I mean,
doing something.
technically, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like being alive and then having
Yeah.
been what she was supposed to originally have been and been a huge part of season 2.
She was sick. Like
Yeah.
I even remember, obviously, that second season at the end where she that one X-wing. She's like, "Great, one X-wing, we're saved." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought she was cool. I liked her
Yeah.
character. Ben says, "Here's another thing to think about, guys. When they alienate the audience, then they get mad when people are ready to super criticize, but pretty much just asking for that."
Well, and then they double down on it too.
Yeah.
Because
They doubled down.
Oh, 2 messages.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't
Right.
expect the fans
You
to
can't
give
expect
you-
the fan to get fair criticism
Right.
when you already pissed everybody off. 100%. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't alienate the audience and then they get mad because you alienated them, and then be like, "Well, you're only mad and not watching this because you're racist, homophobic, whatever." You put it in whatever. And it's like, no.
The equivalent of that would be being like, if Closet was here and I was like, I hate Closet, and then he got mad and didn't want to be on the podcast, and then I sat here and was like, oh, Closet doesn't want to be on the podcast because he hates me.
Right.
Oh.
You started it. You're the one that like literally alienated him from the podcast.
Like it's basic logic. If I punch you in the face and you punch me in the face, do I have the right to complain?
No,
No, I punched you in the face.
it's all fair game now.
Should you have punched me back in the face? Then you can make the argument. But it's like, I punched you in the face.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's
why
something
I
to come.
tried to do my best to actually stay out of those press tours.
Yeah.
Like I found out what was going on with the Acolytes press tours after I had
Yep.
already was like, you know what? I want to like this show, but it isn't that great.
Yeah.
And then you see the stuff afterwards. I'm like, I really don't like. Unfortunately, I didn't go out to see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but I would have liked to see that before that press tour got all in everybody's face. I just try to stay out of it.
For me, that's a different thing too, because it's like, if we're gonna, like, the story's been written, right? So we're just making it in live action. Make the same fucking story. Why are we changing the damn story?
Yeah.
It's not Snow White at that point. Like,
All
if
right,
you
guys.
want to make a movie about
7.3
strong
is a good
female
rating.
empowerment and this, that, the other, make a different fucking movie.
Guys, we have
Don't hijack what's been created and make it into something it's not.
we have a guest here joining us, about to join
Uh-oh.
us. Please help me welcome her. She's first time on this podcast. Hopefully, at least a semi-regular. I'd love to have her on. Mariana, good to have you on. How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can
No.
hear you.
Oh, okay.
Raph, come on, man. Be nice.
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing good. I can't really stay on too long because I have to get up in the morning because I have work to do.
Fair enough.
I know, but how are you guys?
Good. Good. Just kind of talking about some the political side of things of Disney. So
Oh,
just wishing they'd stay consistent.
She's like, I'm
yeah.
out.
She's like,
No. Actually, I
Oh.
wanted to bring this to you guys' attention, actually, because a report actually just dropped today of the Hollywood Reporter about who will likely be taking over after Kathy very
Yeah,
likely leaves.
Dave
I wanted to ask
Filoni,
you.
Carrie Beck. Yeah.
I
That's where
wanted
we
to
got
ask-
into this.
Yeah, I
That's how
wanted
we
to
got
ask you. What
On
was
our
your
ADHD
opinions?
side
I
tangents.
I think it'd be cool because it seems like, and I was listening to Star Wars Sith and Hannah from the Ray side earlier tonight, and they brought this up. Is
Really?
that Sam Witwer was on the Katie Sackhoff show, and he was talking about the fact that and I've watched it, he's gotten the opportunity with this Maul show to be like, hey, we should have this character do this. And they're like, great, let's do it. Or we should have this other character do this because of this. And yeah, let's do it. So it seems like they're giving him more like creativity, so to speak, and room to work. And so
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck did take over, that they maybe bring in Sam Witwer as a creative executive in Disney there. Carrie Beck seems to have a pretty good solid list.
Yeah. And also she has experience with being an executive producer.
Right.
I believe for the Clone Wars season 7.
71
and also-
episodes of
Yeah,
of Rebels. Yeah.
And then also I think on Mando, this first 2 seasons, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting combination. I did, based on the report that was like written about the Hollywood Reporter, and also the scoop from this other, I don't know if you guys have heard of him. There's this scooper named Jeff Snyder. He was like a Hollywood insider, and he like talks about some things that he heard in the industry.
Okay.
And that was like one of the scoops that he had a couple months back, that Dave was a top contender to replace Kathy. And some people were yay, others were like nay. And especially now with a lot of people saying that they love how much they love Tony Gilroy, they're like, Tony is the one who's be taking over. I'm like, look,
No.
he's a great
No.
writer. Not
But
going to
not-
deny that, but he's not a good Star Wars
Not a
person.
Star
Right.
Wars
Right.
fan.
And we were just talking about that. Like, Tony Gilroy might be a good writer, but we want writers who are not just good writers, but are Star Wars fans who
Mhm.
want
Or
to
at
see the
least
things that
passionate
we
about
want to
it.
see.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and to be honest, like I feel like that a lot of the discourse surrounding Andor, I had to kind of stay off a couple of Star Wars channels because of how really the discourse, and you probably saw when you guys probably had a stream a couple
Yeah.
months back when
Oh,
Andor
did
was
we?
Yeah, no, it was like the episode, the first 3 episodes of Andor, and like the
Oh yeah,
The-
I went on a rant during that one because
Yeah.
I'm like the poster boy for Andor, where like
Yeah.
Raph
Banana
is
boy.
like, get this shit off.
I
and I'm like,
didn't.
please.
The last like
give me
4
more.
or 5 episodes were great. Of season 2. Other than that, I don't
haven't
really like
watched the
Andor
last
at
3
all.
Still.
Yeah, I was just the discourse surrounding it, and then some of the people that are super hardcore fans were like being like really just rude and absolute jerks and very passive aggressive. That was
And-
the
Oh, yeah,
tone that
that's
I
right.
got from
And let's
them.
be real, calling it the greatest Star Wars ever, yeah, I don't think so. Not even close. Like, not even close. You're gonna put
No.
that up against Revenge of the Sith
No.
or The Empire Strikes Back? Are you
No.
for real right now? Like,
Yeah, no, I it's just I kind of had to stay away from that discourse. I mean, look, it's totally fine if everybody loves Andor. Everyone has their own preferences. Like I'm more
Right.
of like a original prequel Clone Wars, and then of
Right.
course Rebels, and then Mando season 1 and 2, and Ahsoka. A little bit of Obi-Wan.
Hell yeah, brother.
this is why she belongs here. I love this. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just the discourse surrounding Andor was just so super toxic. In my opinion, just as toxic as Acolyte. So I
Yeah.
just like, ugh.
It's definitely getting up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really care for this show at all, but it's like Clone Force likes it, and I'm not going to sit here and tell him he's dumb.
Right.
Exactly.
For
He
sure.
just thinks it.
It's his opinion. Yeah, but like that's the thing is like even if as a rational human being, like even if I thought you were dumb, which I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and like spew it. Shut up, Closet.
Closet, you
You're
don't know
dumb.
which
You're
hole to put the corn in.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm not gonna tell you which way to shuck your corn. Some people, different strokes for different folks.
I know, and it was just so disappointing. I had to like take a step back. Originally last year, I had to sort of take a break from Star Wars when the Acolyte was getting started, because like all the stuff like leading up to that, like just watching the interviews of some of the cast Like it just and there was like this one actor that said like Anakin blew up the Death Star. Did you see
Yeah.
that one? And
Yeah.
it was going viral, and everyone was like, "What? Did these people like not do their homework?"
They've
You
never
know?
Well, I
seen
mean,
Star Wars.
when the bus driver is telling you that there's no content to write from,
Yeah.
I mean,
that-
the bus is the
Yeah.
bus is hitting somebody's house. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just so disappointing, and then just watching just people just going at each other's throats was just disappointing. And then just the way how Leslie Headland
Ben, I'm going to
painted
talk you down.
the way how Leslie Headland just painted the Jedi as just bad guys. Like if she
Yeah.
had just focused on like the Lost 20, the ones who had their perception changed about the Jedi, that in my opinion would have been fine.
well, here's the thing too is like I'm not even opposed to you framing a show in the viewpoint that the Jedi are bad
Mm,
because nobody's perfect, right?
yeah.
But to sit there and just take the lore and just dumpster fire it and then like flaunt it in your face is like, hey, look, this is my
Yeah.
take. Yeah, if you don't
Ay.
like it, you're an asshole. Like,
I know.
and I do want to touch on what Ben said too about how like the people who like Andor, it's on both sides. The people who like Andor sit there and they try to tell you that you're an idiot because you don't like it. They're like, oh, you only like lightsabers, you only like the Force, this and the other, and it's like, no, but if I did, then that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
Well, the sentiment I always see, especially on X, is always if you don't like the Acolyte or something like the Acolyte, you're just not
Right,
intelligent enough
Right.
to
Oh my
understand
god.
it. And
which is
I
ironic in
just
and of
don't-
itself.
Mariana, your reaction is our reaction. Oh my god.
It's like,
I get that all the time. Like I've made like little posts here and there about my feelings about it, and I've always been very cordial. And but it instantly turns into you hate diversity. You're just not intelligent
Right.
enough to
Oh my God.
understand it, and so that's always been a problem. And there's no winning. You can't win.
Well,
you have to like it, or you're.
I hate.
I
hate
got
to-
called
I hate to-
sexist yesterday. For
Yeah,
that.
I
That's
was
why I
gonna
put
bring
that
that up.
apology.
I was gonna bring that up, but I
Yeah.
hate to break it to you. Is when you argue with irrationally illogical people,
You're not
there's
gonna
no
get anywhere.
argument. You
No.
can't debate with a brick.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you can't even have reasonable discussion with somebody who doesn't want to in
Yeah.
any way, shape, or form. Like that's the thing about like arguments and stuff. Like we can sit here and have an argument and have a reasonable discussion about things back and forth, but the minute someone goes to name calling, discussion is over. You can no longer talk to that person
Well,
because that's
the
all
thing-
they're gonna do is name call and la 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 la
Yeah,
la la la.
and the other thing too is like they'll pick one fact that's skewed, like one fact that's skewed in their viewpoint, and then it just becomes canonically like biblical. And
Yeah.
anything you have to say, even if you have another fact on your viewpoint, it becomes irrelevant. And it's just
Yeah.
like we've come to such a head, and it's, I mean, like you go on literally anything on social media, and it's just everybody arguing, bitching, yelling at each other, this, that, the other, and it's just like come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Most of my community is very kind. Like everyone gets along very well. But one thing that one of my little YouTube mentors has taught me is that most of the people that will comment are the ones that don't, like, they hate it
Yeah.
enough to comment, and all the ones that like it,
Yeah.
they don't. They just
It's-
hit the like
it's-
button, hopefully.
it's the
They move
same
on.
thing.
But it makes you feel like everyone
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
hates you.
when
yeah,
I
you
was
know what I
working
mean?
at Chick-fil-A, our boss would be like, "Oh, our reviews are always so negative, this, that, and the other," and it was like, because if I had a good experience at Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna eat my food and I'm gonna go on with my day because I've
Right.
come to expect that. It's the people who have such a jaded viewpoint, or they're angry, or they, had the wrong interaction at the wrong time, that are gonna sit there and go out of their way to put somebody down.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like that Darth closet guy or whatever the hell his name was. He sits in there with the Darth voice changer who fucking comments on all
Oh
of our
yeah,
things.
Knight of Melvin or
Knight of
whatever.
Melvin.
There
Yeah.
Oh
we
my
go.
god. I'm super annoyed by that guy. I'm also annoyed by a lot of the people from the Geeks and Gamers people, and also I'm of the person of the people that are trying to just be rational, you know? Like, I'm not pleased with a lot of the Disney stuff either, but I'm
Yeah.
also not pleased by how some of the people from, like,
Yeah.
who are, like, super big fans of the expanded universe.
Here's-
No offense to anybody who loves the EU, you know, because I'm actually starting to get into it.
Heck yeah.
But, like, some of them are just a little, you
If you
know.
read the EU,
Yeah, some of them are a
No,
little.
kidding.
But like, here's the deal. Like with like the Night of Melvin, and I told Star Wars Closet this in a text. And if one of you are watching, this is for you. Have
I'll shit
They're
down your
watching.
throat.
yeah, right? Ooh, I just finished Mariana. I just finished that book on Audible. Great book.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's the Kenobi book written by Jonathan Jackson Miller.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it's a great book.
Yes, I'm still
Nice.
I'm still in the beginning,
you-
unfortunately, but
Read
I'm
by Jonathan Davis on the Audible. It's great.
yeah.
Have they done a new edition of
Yeah.
that with new artwork recently? Someone sent
They
me
they
that.
did like a
Let's- I wanna
classic
get
books
But
style thing too with it.
$40.
this is why I told Closet with like Knights of Melvin. This is the deal. If you're gonna come at
Yeah.
me and for being a shill and a Chinese like love my Chinese lightsaber and stuff,
What?
take your mask off, turn off your voice changer, and have the balls to address me directly. If you can't, go away. We
And
don't
the
want
name is Daddy.
The
Oh
thing
my
is,
God.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, and it's so fucking sad. All of those people are so depressed and dealing with other shit that the only thing that makes them happy in life is shitting on the opinions of other people.
true.
It's
Yeah.
so fucking
It's
sad.
depressing.
And
It
I
really
feel
is.
Well,
I feel awful
here's what
for them, but also it's like you are what you spew.
Yeah.
No, here's what it is. This is what I've noticed in these last couple of months is the absolutism is
Yeah.
very prevalent. You have to be an absolutist or you're a shill or you're like a
Yeah.
fence rider. That's where everyone's at. That's politically and that's
Yeah.
Star Wars. Like if you like when they rage stream people that are currently playing Battlefront because you shouldn't be playing anything that has come out post 2012. You shouldn't do anything post 2012 or you're just giving your money. And see, I learned this the hard way. When I went to go see Revenge of the Sith when it just re-released and I posted about it, I got 4 or 5 different tweets about how I'm
Oh
just
my
a shill
God.
and I love Disney.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. I don't understand. That's nothing
Right.
to do with Disney. Now I get that Disney currently owns the IP.
This
but
was
it's
made
like, so I
George
can't-
Lucas,
So
man,
you're saying
like-
I can't do
Yeah.
so so there's that side, but then on the other side, everyone knows the big story about the YouTuber that threatened me about liking Star Wars Theory, who is
Oh
on
my
the other
God.
side and is an absolutist. So like you can't win, and so
Drop
that's
the
why
name.
my goal I'm dropping the no, I'm not doing
Who
that.
threatened
But like,
you? What, is that
but my goal is
recently?
to now not care about.
It was like a month ago.
That was like it was a month and a half.
Wait,
ago.
hold on.
Yeah.
Someone threatened you because
Yeah.
you said you like Star Wars Theory? Oh my God.
It was when I started my channel, I had reached out to a lot of bigger creators for advice, and this was one of them. He was very helpful early on.
Wow.
But then some of my stuff had been on Theory stuff. Long story short, when he saw it, he said he lost respect for me and was like, you need to drop all this if we're going to be helping you out. And I said no. So he
I know.
no, anyway, he basically was like, either drop the stuff with Theory and his people or we're done with you.
Wow.
And I said, well, I guess we're done. And then he blocked me. on
Wow.
everything. So
That sounds like
Dang.
That's the
sounds like
thing,
someone
like,
who's very
you can't
insecure.
win.
Yeah, 100%.
Both sides are. That's what I'm saying. Absolutism is just a form of insecurity,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And I like Star Wars. I don't like what Disney's done in 90% of the ways, but I'm still gonna give it my
Right.
attention because
Yeah.
That's
And that's
my
the
thing
thing.
too.
Me too.
is,
Look at my
like,
Star Wars collection. Look.
You're gonna
Right.
hate on something, and then you're gonna hate on people who are watching it to formulate an educated opinion on it. Because those people that were sitting in there shit talking us, at the end of the stream, I literally sat there and I was like, "That fucking sucked." So it's like
Yeah.
you're fighting a battle against somebody who's not really fighting back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you gave it
Yeah.
your attention and your money.
I didn't pay
and
for
that,
shit.
And that's where they're like,
They watch the people
But that's what they're saying
watching
is like,
the
you should
show,
have known.
which like I think that
Yeah.
makes them worse.
100%. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like we've said this before, but like if you have a different opinion, you like the Acolyte, you love Andor, you think it's the best thing ever. Good for you. I'm glad you found a show that you really like. Good for you. I don't agree with it in any way, shape, or form. And if we have a discussion about it, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong till the sun goes down. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like tell you like you can never be around me. Like I hate you. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell you any of that because it's not the case. So
now Melvin, he's passed me in subscribers, so his absolutism has worked.
Well, there's
for him,
there's a lot more
that's
people in this world who it's a lot easier to hate something than to give it a chance to love it.
exactly. People love
It's so
to
much
hate
easier
stuff.
to close
And-
your brain off to opinions and stuff like that, and you know,
yeah.
it's a miserable
Yeah.
fucking life. If
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing too is like, right? If you were secure in your opinion and the facts that you preach and this that and the other, there's no need to hide behind a voice mog and put a mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
wow.
it's a wild world.
Like-
It is.
Wild world.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's unfortunate that we have to deal with that, but you know what? It is what it is, and that's why like now we've just embraced it. Every time we're streaming, they're always gonna be there, right? So it's like, hey yo, it's the party
They
of
love-
the shill, the Chinese shills, baby.
Oh
Woo!
my gosh.
You know, like
Wow.
we just embrace it. Like it's
He-
just
Just from
funny at this
China.
point. Yeah, right.
He loves
Mariana, you better
Banana
be careful.
boy.
Your
Loves
headset is from China.
oh
It's a Chinese shill, guys.
my gosh.
Mariana, are you on the tube?
No,
as they say.
No, I'm just on Instagram. Yeah, just Instagram, and I host a Pokemon themed podcast, but I'm also a massive Star Wars fan. So
Like I
Yeah.
said, guys, she's the one that was graciously showed me how to ask Mark Thompson to be on my podcast. So
yes, because I interviewed Mark Thompson for my show, and I got to chat with him, and he was
Hey.
very, very nice. Because as someone who grew up with Pokemon and also kind of also saw a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh and that kind of era from the early 2000s. The company 4Kids that dubbed Pokemon for the first 8 seasons. Mark was part of that.
Yeah.
Mark was part of that group of voice actors, and he was just so nice to come on my show. I was like mind blown. I was like, what? A 4Kids voice actor does Star Wars audiobooks? What? I was like, this is amazing. And you want to know something really cool? When I was like young, and this was like long before Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, but this was like when the EU was still expanding. There was actually a time where I would fan cast 4Kids voice actors as Star Wars, my made up Star Wars characters, and I casted a couple of them as acolytes, because this was like the storyline in the Clone Wars where several Jedi quit the Order and were serving under Count Dooku. Do you guys remember that storyline?
yeah.
Yeah. So I fan casted a couple of the voice actors as those acolytes.
That's cool.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I have to find those drawings. They're somewhere like maybe in the warehouse, and if I ever find them, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to Star Wars Gazer.
Yeah, absolutely. Send them my way. And I think Star Wars Closet's looking for you right now on Instagram.
Yeah, it's
He's actually
Diamond.
trying to figure out how to turn on his computer.
It's called Diamond Badge PML Podcast. That's my podcast, so you should follow me there.
Okay,
So-
hold on.
There we go.
Putting it in.
Yeah,
Oh, there
there we
you
go.
go.
I'm the Pokemon. I just dropped another episode this past Saturday, and I'm going to be dropping another one this upcoming Saturday. And I'm going to a anime convention called Otaku Fest.
Where's that at?
It's here in Miami, Florida.
Oh,
so it's
sick.
like a local South
Florida
Florida.
represent.
What was that?
I said Florida represent. I'm in North
Yay.
Florida though.
Oh,
Shut up,
cool.
bath salt man.
Fun fact: my wife and I honeymooned in Miami. We were big fans of Miami,
Oh,
Florida.
that's wonderful. And
Then he
speaking of,
partied so hard he lost his hair.
in July, they're doing Florida SuperCon, and you'll never believe who's coming.
Who's that?
John Boyega.
Heck
Eh.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
going
I
to,
can't go see him because I'm racist.
4th of July weekend. I'm actually going to the Denver Fan Expo to meet Theory again, and I'm going with Jungle Jedi and Battle Packs and stuff. We're gonna go out to the Denver Fan Expo, and then a month later, we're all going to the Rebel Scum Con in Dallas, Texas.
If you like Theory so
Cool.
much, why don't you marry him?
Maybe I will. Don't tempt me with a good
Yeah, you-
time.
Corporate shill.
Yep, 100%. That's me. Quit using my name.
Yeah, no, one
Tell
of
me you want
the
half of that saber company.
Boyega's one of those guys that has recently come out and
Oh,
you know.
I know.
There's
I
a lot
have.
of people that were fighting for him, and then he kind of came out and said a few
I
really
bro,
dumb things. And
I'm
it was
gonna tell
like,
you right now.
what are you doing?
Fighting for him.
I thought what happened with the whole China thing and taking him and making him a side quest character was awful.
Oh my
It
god.
was
Yeah.
awful. Like, could you imagine them doing that to Lando?
Oh
No.
my god. No.
And to sit here and say that, you know, and bring race into it when it's like, yeah, there's a lot of racist people. They're in everything. They're dumb. It's a disease. Stupidity is a disease.
Mm-hmm.
But to sit there and prejudice the entire fan base on the action of a select handful of people, it rubs me the wrong way. And it's like I can't sit here and support somebody who's just going to generalize and make statements like that, because if you do it the other way, then you're just excommunicated from history. You know, it's that thing. It's,
Totally. Grizz wants to know in
Yeah.
real life podcast from Dallas. Yeah, that is happening.
Oh, that
Um,
should be fun.
There's
Yeah.
a bunch of live things that are going to be happening at
Yep.
Rebel Scum
Another
Con.
thing that's going to be happening is so
Besides
when
the Super
I
Bowl.
go to Denver Fan Expo with Jungle Jedi and Battle Packs, every night after the convention, we're going to do Battle Packs and Jungle Jedi are going to go live on Whatnot, and I'm going to do a behind the scenes live every night while they're live streaming top Star Wars cards and stuff. So it'll be fun.
Oh, that's exciting. That's awesome. I did hear. Are you guys gonna go to Celebration LA?
Of course.
Heck
Come
yeah.
on.
Oh, I want
Let's
to
sell
go.
my kidney.
I want to go so bad. I've been
Get out
talking
there,
to my family.
Mariana. You can
I've
you can hang out with us and we can chill as a group.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. I would
I
love
even-
to.
I even thought about possibly, you know, getting a group of the people that we're all associated with together and do like an Airbnb
That'd be
and
cool.
just content house, just kind of doing
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. And, you know,
All corners
gonna
of
be
the
a
house,
bit of a
live
house in
streaming
LA.
cards. Yeah.
it's going to be a
Mhm.
bit of a stretch just because I know a lot of people want to stay at the convention hotel and right down the, you know, like, or not that convention hotel, but like as close as possible to it.
Yeah.
But
Wanna
it's
go to
like, you know,
Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's my
Well-
plan, is to take my family out there the week before to go to
Mhm.
Disneyland and stuff, and then go to the Celebration 50th. I'm not missing that because Tony Star Wars Sith is right. What's going to happen is because it's in LA, all those guys live right there.
Yep.
Friday night, you're going to get a panel of George, Mark, and Harrison. Man, I'm telling you, you're going to get it.
Oh, they
probably
better.
Billy D too.
And
They-
Billy
they-
D. Yep.
They better. They have to.
And Ian.
Otherwise, that's like the biggest. You know, I was actually giving my raw and honest thoughts about Celebration Japan. I was wondering if it's okay if I could share it with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know
Let
I
it rip.
I posted it really quickly on my Facebook. I'm trying to find it really quick, but I will say I was a little disappointed by a couple of some of the things that
Yeah.
they did and some of the things they didn't do.
Some.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Closet,
find it.
did you find her on Instagram?
Yay!
Yeah,
We
thank
were having
you.
a blast though. We were making our own entertainment because I thought it was boring.
Yeah. Okay, so I gave my raw and honest thoughts was I'm excited for Ahsoka season 2. I'm excited for Maul Shadow Lord Tales of the Underworld. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it was pretty good. And then I'm believe it or not excited for Mando and Grogu because you know I loved season 1 and 2. I wasn't a big fan of season 3, but I'm interested in seeing how they adapt Mando and Grogu to the big screen.
Which I have a thought on that. We'll talk about that after you're done.
Right. Thank you. And then I'm also excited of some of the updates for Smuggler's Run that they're going to do.
Yeah.
I have to say, I would be more excited for the Starfighter movie directed by Sean Levy if it was not set after the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
You know,
That
but
movie, like a Top Gun style, like Rogue Squadron, leading up to the trench run in A New Hope would have been sick.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
But I will say again, I trust Sean Levy because he's a great producer and a great director. You know, Wolverine. I'm not surprised that they chose him because again, Wolverine and Deadpool made like $1 billion at the box office, and he's still like a really big producer. He was like one of
Fan
the-
service.
he's like one of the producers of Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is like they're wrapping up now their series later this year, and it's going to be an explosive finale. So I'm looking forward to that. I really hope it sticks the landing. I would say I'm also kind of happy that Ryan Gosling is in it because he's a great actor, and not only do we have one, we got two Canadian heartthrobs because I love Hayden Christensen. I have a massive crush on him.
Who doesn't? Let's be real. No.
I would have to say some of the hosts of the Star Wars live show were the worst. I miss James Arnold Taylor, Warwick Davis, and Jay Lagaya. They were such fantastic hosts. They need to bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, guys,
Round of
I
applause
dropped
for
in the
Visions.
links in the chat. I dropped the Diamond Badge PML podcast in there. Go
Thank
give
you.
her a follow.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Star Wars Gazer. I would also say Lucasfilm completely dropped the ball by not hosting a 20th anniversary panel for Revenge of the Sith like they did.
100%.
Yeah, like they did 3 years ago with Attack of the Clones. That was a massive drop of the ball. And I will say that while I appreciate the whole vibe of saying we love the fans, their past actions speak different, and it also looked a
Well, their
little.
present actions speak differently.
Yeah, their past and their present, and the way how it came off just felt so fake and nauseating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They were like, and of course, the fans. I'm like, what do you mean? That should have been like
the beginning.
number one.
Exactly. You know, I get, they have driven so many longtime fans away from the franchise by just attacking them because they voiced, valid criticisms of their products and their really bad story decisions. And I have a feeling it's going to take a long time for Disney and Lucasfilm to win back a lot of those fans. And, I guess people have like, Kathy Kennedy has worn out her welcome and she needs to go. And that's where I stand.
Which
Yep.
time?
What was that?
Which time did she need to go? Because it's been like 7 times that she said she's gonna leave.
I know. I would say after Last Jedi, she should have gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
Real Ben says we love the fans. Also, we love to call our fans names and then get mad at them for them getting mad at us.
And then
Yeah.
blacklist them from promotions because they don't just blindly follow everything we do.
Right. So Mariana, you were talking about the Mando Grogu movie. Something that was brought up to me by somebody, and I think this is really cool, especially considering they changed a lot of the Smugglers Run stuff, is that a storyline, because they're going to the Heir of the Empire, right? For Ahsoka, it seems like they're kind of headed towards that.
Mhm.
Is if they take the Mando Grogu movie and they turn it that way as well, where you have something like Mando and Grogu run into like Lando and Han, right? And these guys. And
Hondo
Thrawn is now in the galaxy, the known galaxy, and he's just causing absolute havoc everywhere.
Mm.
And somehow he captures Leia Organa, and now you get Luke Skywalker involved. And now it's Han, Lando, Luke, and these guys going to try and rescue Leia from Thrawn.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a sweet story arc. And then you bring Ahsoka season 2, and you can kind of, now you get like the gods of the Mortis gods and stuff. Like, I don't know. There's so many things you can do. Yo, General Kenobi's bunker. How are you, sir?
Yeah. Those
It's
would
good
be
to have you in here.
those would be really good stories. I mean, again, we'll see. I have to say, I've got to be honest with you. With both of the rides, I actually went back to Disney last month, and I have to say, I'm kind of more of a fan of Rise of the Resistance than Smuggler's Run, to be quite honest, because it literally, like the ride, it literally feels like we're going through the First Order, and it literally feels like we're being chased by Kylo Ren, and then the feeling of like dropping out of space into a escape pod. It was just such a fun feeling.
That's cool. That's cool. General Kenobi bunker said, "Yeah, we were robbed of the ROTS panel." Yeah, dude. I sent you something on
And
Instagram, General.
We're also gonna get robbed of the re-release of Attack of the Clones, thanks to
Yup.
yeah.
I'm still pounding the table for Hondo in live action. I really enjoyed Skeleton Crew, but that was a huge misstep of not having him in the show. I mean, yeah, he's a pirate. I mean, why wouldn't you have the pirate Hondo in a pirate show?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, yes and no, because
Even if you not necessarily a main part, even if you have him show up at some point.
I disagree. Because that show they were trying to
You're
do
wrong.
something
I'm just kidding.
completely. It was almost like they made that show as like a advanced kids show in a way,
Yeah.
right? And
That's
what I
fair.
really enjoyed about that show was not, the Star Wars-esque feel of it. What I enjoyed about that show is it brought me back to my childhood when I was running around like a little dumbass on adventures and getting into trouble and ruining everything. And that's kind of what I think
That like first scene,
the strength of that show was.
that like first scene where those two are like having like the fake lightsaber fight, and he's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, dude, that was me and my buddies growing up, like.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And now I see it in my boys because they do the same thing. They have those like telescoping lightsabers and they like go at each other and they're like pretend get stabbed and they're like on the ground. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I actually have to head out because it's almost midnight and I have to get to bed.
Sounds good.
This was such a fun chat, and thank you so much for inviting me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna add you to the Beyond the Stars text group on Instagram. So anytime that we jump on, you're more than welcome to jump on.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Have a good
Alrighty.
night.
Have
Sleep
a good
well.
night. Thank-
See ya.
Yeah. It's just, again, as we were talking about earlier, like I just wish they would stay consistent, man. They can't. They just keep putting their foot in their mouth and they can't seem to stop.
To the knee.
Yeah. So
Was that his name? Harold with the purple crown?
I don't know.
Okay. We've been not arguing. We've been typing in the group chat. Just
I know I've been watching you guys. I'm like, y'all are a bunch of idiots.
I would just like to point out that the Dolphins and Eagles rivalry, we're up 16-0 on you guys, so pipe down.
I just want to say that there is no rivalry because the
No, I'm
Dolphins haven't
saying
been
in the all-time times that we play each other, you haven't won a single game. So pipe
That's
down,
okay.
little bro.
I'm
Because
just
the
gonna say
Dolphins
Star
haven't
Wars
won a
closet
Super Bowl in 52 years.
to go to bed.
No, he's not. He can stay up a little bit more.
Star Wars closet, sleepy boy.
Doesn't look sleepy.
You're a man.
Real
Just a
Ben says
man.
he has a different opinion of me with Hondo. Toxic, very toxic for having a different opinion.
Yep, most toxic.
That's what he likes to roll. He's toxic.
I am.
Wish I could grow a beard.
I bet you do.
Just looking at all your beards, and I'm like, fuck. Got fucking
Mine's
pubes
not
on
even
my
good.
face. Better than mine.
Well, that's the low.
I probably
bar.
have the best beard in here. Let's be real.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Sure,
Closet's good on it.
relax.
I bet Closet would look good in a full. You should grow the full captainly beard, dude.
Yeah,
I feel like
Wookie.
his wife would kill him.
go Wookie.
I might try it.
No,
I
no,
had
no.
one-
He runs his house. He's told me
That's
he
right.
runs his house.
I'll
He
put my
got
foot
the
back
shit
in my
slapped
mouth.
out of him immediately afterwards.
Yeah, I run my house too.
I run my house.
He's like in the basement.
No, he's literally
He's in
in
a
his own little-
fucking shed out back.
He's in a shed out back, dude.
I'm sorry. Look at
What?
I'm gonna lie, that'd be a pretty sick shed.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I love it. But yeah, I'm trying to see here. I sent General Kenobi's bunker the link for this. See if maybe we can get him on just to talk about Celebration a little bit. I don't know if he will or not, but
Did you
Live?
see my comment about guy in the chat?
all right, Nylock, you haven't been a part of this conversation at all until then. Go to sleep. Go do something else.
classic Nylock, dude.
Classic Nylocks.
Coming out of
What were
left
you
field.
asking, Clone Force? Sorry.
I'm gonna type it in the chat. I don't want to say it out loud.
Okay, sounds good.
It's probably pretty fucked.
Probably.
No, it's not fucked. I just
Oh.
wanted to know.
Not yet. That is something I've talked about with that person. So, just so you know, it has been in the works. So,
I feel like they're very supportive and should get a chance.
100%. I agree with you.
I disagree. You're toxic.
Yeah.
Is that person a creator?
I don't know.
I don't know if he is or not. Either way,
Yeah.
I like.
Oh
the
yeah,
others.
but I'll tell you my post that I got called sexist for yesterday, and it was like a back and forth. It was a pretty good debate, and then this person was just trying to bait me into like the sexism card. I was like, dude, it's just based on story. Like, I just want to keep saying that like the story was not good. So, and as you guys know, I am a High Republic fanboy. I love the High Republic.
Chill.
So, like Star Wars Holocron, shout out to them, put out an article or shared an article that it says the Acolyte creator Leslie Headland used the question, "What would George Lucas do?" as her guiding principle for making the series.
Oh,
and then she
that-
took it,
and then
trashed
she
it
went
up,
the
and threw
opposite
it out the
way.
window.
Well,
Guys,
that-
hold up. We got a special guest, Mr. General Kenobi's bunker.
Hello,
Oh,
Mr.
Lordy.
Bunker.
Oh,
How's
Yo,
it
what's
going?
up, guys?
How are
I was
you?
just looking you up, dude.
Good, man. I see y'all having a lot of fun out here, man. I'm
Yeah.
Gotta
Trying.
go join
More
in, you
handsome
know.
than
Try
Clyde.
some
keeps
beards,
ruining
and
it.
stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm ready.
Heck yeah, I
Yeah.
love it, dude. Your setup. Every time I see you on camera, your setup is so cool.
Appreciate it, man. That's because you can't see, obviously. You know, this shot is very well thought of. That's all I'll say. If you see anywhere else, it's mayhem. Like it's just a mess, dude. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed.
Keep
I
the
hope-
floor, keep the floor out of the frame, baby.
Exactly, dude. Always, dude. And at this point, that's why I keep angling my camera this way, because like the shelf on this side, ridiculous. So yeah, more and more I keep narrowing my shot.
I love that's hilarious.
That just
I love
means you
that.
gotta add more stuff to your
Right, exactly.
Thank you. Exactly.
Are you going to Rebel Scum Con?
I am. Yes, very
All
much.
right.
I'm pretty excited about that one.
We're all except for Clone Force here. We're all going to that. So we're
Oh, let's do it, man. We gotta hang out for sure.
100% we are.
Yeah, man.
gotta
Yeah,
meet up.
we're
Let's
planning to be
Jersey
out
to
there
Dallas.
basically the entire length of the show, right? We'll get there on Friday. We should be there all through Saturday, and we'll probably come back on Sunday though.
Okay.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
we'll be out there for sure.
I'm getting out there Thursday morning and leaving Monday morning. So
Smart, nice.
Probably gonna do the same.
But I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
you were out obviously at Star Wars Celebration, and I've heard a lot of things about like this celebration being for the most part pretty lackluster in a sense.
Sure.
What was your opinion of the Star Wars Celebration and kind of what you obviously you heard us talking about it, but like
Yeah, no,
your-
I gotta resonate with what I was saying about that panel. That I'm still sour about that, man. Like how we did not get a Revenge of the Sith panel, right? Beyond that, which that to me is already, to be honest with you, that's a big detriment, right, to the show, in my
Right.
opinion. But beyond that, man, it was look, every celebration is a mess. All right, let's just be honest. Every celebration has organization problems, communication with the fans problems. They all tend to be messy. Like let's just call it what it is, right? This is my third one. None of them have ever run smooth, in the sense of you get your autos and they respect the time and the lines move fast and all that stuff. Like that's never been my experience. That's, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but every time I've been to a celebration, there's always something that didn't go like they said it was gonna go, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, in Japan, to be honest with you, we kind of had hopes that since it was the Japanese, right, that this was gonna run smoother.
Yeah.
Right? Not so much. I think and again, nothing to kind of say anything bad about them. They are like honestly super nice and super helpful, and they tried their absolute best to help you out, but they just were not given the tools, like the I guess the people running, right, like the managers or whatever you call them, like they just didn't train their people proper. So yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. like I said, you get conflicting, answers. A buddy of mine was meant to stand outside of the building for an auto, and after an hour, finding out that that wasn't even the spot, so a bunch of people were in line ahead of him at that point. Him and other people, obviously, like he wasn't just him. Um, so they kind of just forgot about them that they were outside the building. Um,
Wow.
just random stuff like that. I'm sure you all heard like the hiccups or the mess up with Hayden, right?
Yep. My boy Jesse, Commander Jesse, he got totally just screwed out of that, and I feel so bad because he's like,
Yeah.
that's the whole reason I went to Celebration.
Yeah, very much so. That was the same experience for Lex, Jedi Lex. I mean, that was her first celebration, and yeah, I mean, to be told that, hey, you're just not gonna get it, right? Like that's it. Don't even come up. Like it's just it's just done, right? Like don't even ask us, basically. Like don't even come and complain. It's done. We overbooked them. We can't we can't service your autograph, and you're done. You're just not gonna get it. To me, that's the absolute wrong way of going about it. I mean, you messed up. I mean, but come on, man. Like people travel and paid, quite a bit of money to just be there.
And I don't think obviously Celebration will ever go away, but I do think that's why a lot of these smaller conventions like ICCC, like Rebel ScumCon, like all these other ones are doing so well now, is because it does have that, from what I've heard, that miniature Celebration feel without the Celebration cost and effect.
And exactly, and they're just added layer of complexity, right? That I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we've all been to big cons, right? And I feel that this one, especially, man, I don't know, it fumbles a lot. We've been to bigger conventions, and it kind of just seems to be, smoother. I'm not gonna say perfect, because I don't think that's that's the case. And it's very hard to get everything right, of course, with so many people involved. But again, you would think that a show put on by Lucasfilm, with all the backing of that entails, with Disney money, et cetera, would be a lot better organized. And unfortunately, that's not the case.
No.
Yeah, I mean, even it kind of seemed like there was even discommunication, not discommunication, but like a lack of communication between different spheres of the convention and the ticketing and all that stuff, because I unfortunately wasn't able to go because I had I had a death in a close friend group.
Sorry about that.
Which derailed me. I mean, it happens. So what I had done was I reached out to them before the convention and was like, hey, I'm not able to make it, but I have merchandise that I paid for.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I, because what happened was it was after their cutoff point, right? Which wasn't announced before. It was announced like the week of, like, hey, this is the cutoff for transfers. Cool.
Shut up, Brian. You're
Brian. Well,
Brian, you're a master sneaker, so don't say anything, bro. Yeah.
We got Commander Jesse in the house too, guys.
But after that point, I had emailed them and I said, I have a friend who's there that would pick up my stuff and at least make sure it can come to me. And they said, okay, all you need to do is send a picture of your ID and your confirmation details to that person. They go to will call or box office, and they can get the merchandise, but not the passes, because you could still use the pass. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I honestly want my badges. Like, maybe they can do that after, but whatever.
Yeah.
But that person proceeded to head there. And then the box office people told them that he needed a written consent letter for him to use my ID to pick up my tickets. How the fuck am I going to do that?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And why is your customer service team telling me something, and then your customer service team there is completely out of whack?
Yeah, I had a similar experience, but I was the one picking up for a friend.
Yeah.
Same thing. A good friend of mine that I met actually at Celebration a few years back. He's in Mexico, and he wasn't able to make it. Right.
Yeah.
So we did the whole shenanigan of actually transferring the tickets under my name, because that's supposed to transfer your order, right? So his passes became mine, into my account, all of that stuff, right? Which, by the way, was not intuitive, like at all.
No.
I literally had to hit up the Facebook group. I'm like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Please,
Yeah.
somebody, please help me. And they're like, okay, go here. Make sure that this is displayed on the screen. Otherwise, it's not being transferred. So I was like, oh crap. So that was missing that. Anyway, we got all that done before because I knew it was gonna be some sort of hiccup, right?
Yeah.
I get out there, I pick up my stuff, and I tell them I'm picking up for somebody else, and they're like, okay, let's get yours first, and then we'll get his. Okay, I show him the QR, everything, and she goes, do you have like his email? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, like the email when he bought the tickets, like initially. I was like, no, like, why would I have that? I have the email confirmation that they were transferred to me, if that's what you mean. And she's like, no, like when he bought them from us, right? Like when he got the confirmation tickets or of the tickets. I'm like, again, why would I have that if that was his purchase, right? Like that probably has some, credit card information and stuff like that. Like why would I have that? Again, we did to the process. They're in my account. He's my QR.
The process on their website.
Exactly. Yeah. And so she's like, okay, can you show me where he told you like that he was gonna give them to you? I'm like, what is going on? I was like, you mean the text message that's in Spanish, by the way? Do you want me to show you that? Like, because I can pull it up. It was like 2 months ago, but I guess I could look it up. And she's like, no. And I'm like, what am I missing here? Like, I'm giving you the QR. It's showing you what it's attached to the QR, both in passes and in merch. Like, I'm sorry, but what is the hiccup here? And finally, she's like, typing away like 1,000 keystrokes a minute. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there is something not right here. So finally, she says like, oh, you like he transferred the tickets to you. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
That was literally the first thing that I told you. Like,
Right.
I'm like, and it's in this QR that you guys gave me after he transferred the tickets, right? So she's like, oh, okay, no, we're fine. I'm like, okay. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna question it. Just give me the stuff, please. Like, let's just go. But yeah, dude, the other thing that people were pretty unhappy with was the access to the store, and it's just one of those things that I'm like, dude, these people are here to spend like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars at your store. Like, people eat that, exclusive merch, like they eat it up, dude. Like they want it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not good. I went in the first day because I actually had a reservation. My reservation was for like 1 p.m. I think, maybe 12:30. And at that point, I'm making my way to the store because it's physically separate, by the way, from the show. It's like you literally have to go across the street, like away from everything, to that other adjacent building to enter the store. And I get there, and there's a sign that says basically, standby line, you will not get in today. If you have a reservation, we'll honor it. But if you don't, like, please don't even stand in line. Mind you, there's like 200 people in line, like outside the building. And as I'm going in, literally people start yelling out like, this is, BS. They weren't being very kind, with their words. And I get it. The staff members were panicking. They're like, we don't know. We're just, somebody came up, they put up that sign. Like, we don't know what's going on.
Dang.
I go in and it's ransacked, dude. It's literally empty shelves, broken stuff on the floor. I'm like, what happened here, man? Like, people just went crazy. Like, there's literally half of a Obi-Wan like mug that I actually wanted. It's just like somebody broke it and just like left it there. That's the only thing left in that whole like shelf. Yeah, dude, it was messy.
And it's sad because it's like you've had what 2-3 years to plan this entire event.
Yeah, exactly.
You have 2 multi-million-dollar companies behind it.
Yeah,
you have sponsors.
Yeah,
you have actors. You have like I studied sport entertainment and event management, and yeah, it's a nightmare to put stuff like this on, but you have the funding for it. You have the resources for it.
Exactly.
You have the support for it.
Yeah.
The government supporting you in that country. So it's like, I just don't understand
to me
how you can be that fucking disorganized.
Here's why, in my opinion. And the way I look at it is because I've even heard from some artists and stuff that like even Artist Alley was a complete cluster. And to me, it sounds like a company that is starting to, I guess, in a sense, not care anymore.
Yeah.
Like if you care about your product and what you're putting out there, yes, there's going to be things along the way that you're going to make mistakes. There are things that are going to not get, people aren't going to be happy. That's okay. But it just seems like to have an event, like you said, that you've had 2 to 3 years to plan, that you're not prepared for, that it sounds like somebody who just doesn't give a crap, right? It's like the kid who knows he's got a test in 6 weeks, but waits till the night before to try and study for it. And it's just a complete cluster. It sounds like the same thing with Disney and the celebration. And it doesn't seem like they care.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, here's the thing. It's like the most amount of people at a celebration, like ever. So to your point, right? They're like, why do we even try if we're still, we're still banking, right? We still got literally, I think they hit 100,000 people, like overall, of course, like through the span of the event. So yeah, it's,
which again is why those smaller ones thrive, is because they're doing their darndest to make it the best experience that you're going to have. And so like everyone, for the most part, I'm sure not everyone, but most people feel like special and feel like this is cool,
Yeah, and it's definitely they're replicating up to a scale, of course. Yeah, Brian,
you're not
I'm
wrong,
sure, bro.
dude.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah, Brian's in LA, so he knows what he's talking about. In a sense, like you said, right, this smaller cons are trying to capture what makes Celebration special, right? Which honestly is the people, right? It's us, it's the fans, it's the actors that actually want to be there, right?
Yeah.
Because at Rebels Comic Con, the first one, everybody was just hanging out, dude. Like everybody was just talking. I don't think I heard anybody say like, "Oh, did you pay for a ticket?" No, don't talk to me, right? Like, I heard none of those stories. If there was, okay, maybe there was, right? But like I said, in my experience, I didn't hear it, I didn't see it. So it is just that that atmosphere, right? That we want and we deserve, honestly, and like as fans too. So yes, to your point, ICCC, right, has been doing it, very consecutively for what, 7+ years, whatever that is.
Yep.
And Rebels Comic Con, right, which I mean, you guys know this year's show is shaping up to be great,
dude.
Yeah.
When you have Sam Witwer, Matthew Wood, Katie Sackhoff, and all these people, and you're like, yeah, those aren't our headliners. Like,
yeah,
wait,
I was
what?
Not done. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, very much looking forward to those shows. Definitely the kind of like the way Celebration, maybe started off of, maybe the first one. But again, that's why they're thriving, because people are finally getting tired of like, hey man, like Celebration is just not it, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be real. I'm the way I'm approaching celebrations, especially as my first one, is like I'm not going in expecting everything that I want.
Yeah,
I'm going in to hang out with my friends, meet new people, make content, stuff like that, and enjoy being there and stuff like that, rather than like what can I get out of this con, because it's just not realistic.
There's another factor to it that I tell people, because it affected me, I guess, on my very first celebration, because I didn't know any better. I just went, dude. I had no idea what the heck was going on. There's too much. Okay, there's just too much at any given hour during the day. You will not see everything. Okay, you're gonna miss a ton of stuff. So you have to go in mentally prepared for that, because like, for example, us, that we are in the community and we're content creators and we keep up with other content creators, right? And all of a sudden you can be sitting at a panel and then, holy crap, like somebody announced, whatever, Sam Witwer is coming back as Darth Maul, right? And you're like, what? When? Like, I was just there, and I'm here on a panel and, I missed it, right? Like, I could have been there. Yeah, but, you could also be there. You could be at the store. You could be at the live stage. You could be at a panel, etc., etc. Like, there's too much going on in parallel. It happened to me, for example, and it was a conscious decision this last time. I I went to support our friends from Explore the Force. They actually had a podcast panel on the first day, and at the same time, it was the Hasbro panel, which I buy a lot of Hasbro, right? Like I collect, mainly action figures. So
What? No, just
I know, right?
kidding.
Spoiler alert. And so I really wanted to see that panel, right? Like whatever Hasbro was gonna like unveil. But I'm like, well, I can't do both. I'm just one guy, so I know I'm gonna miss out. And then I had people like message me on Instagram, like, dude, did you see this? And they will send me a picture. I'm like, no, I didn't. It's like, dude, this is so cool. Where is it? Like, how does it look? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not there. Like, just stuff like that. And I'm like, and it's just gonna happen, right? So you gotta prioritize whatever you like, right? Whatever you care about the most. And like I said, in this particular case, for example, like where your friends are at, right? Like, you try to show up and support. But yeah, like I said, that is one thing that happened to me on my first celebration. I was a little bit overwhelmed. Like after day one, I was going back and looking at Facebook and Instagram, whatever. I'm like, when did this happen? Like I was like 2 steps away and I missed it. And and what do you mean this panel was on there and what time? And like I was just like, dude, I missed out like on everything. Like I just did not know what was going on.
That's just wild, man. Like, and even like listening to like some people that were wanting those hot toys, and they had the Ronin, and then I think it was Connor from Beyond the Dune Sea. Someone told him that on Amazon, like they were selling for like $100 there or whatever, $120 at Celebration, and somebody found it on Amazon for $60.
Yeah,
the same thing.
Yeah.
And after he had bought it for the 120, and he's like, wait a minute, what?
Yep. Yeah. Now, the only redeeming thing, but again, I'm not saying it's worth the difference in price. I'm not saying that. But the only thing is that the one that Hasbro had there is actually written in Japanese. That's the only thing, like the packaging. But the figure, to my understanding at least, it's the exact same. The packaging, like I said, it's basically the same. It's just the variation of the languages. To the one that was sold there on site has the Japanese text. But again, it's one of those things, right? I'm like, dude, like Hasbro finally gave us a cool exclusive, right? And they literally fumbled like on the spot. I'm like, yeah, you couldn't even give us a week to enjoy this thing. Like,
right. Exactly. Yeah.
What if their reasoning for doing something like that? And I wanted to mention this about like what you said with the shelves being ransacked. Part of that is the fans. When you have events like Celebration or like when Disney has done merch releases, because I live in Florida, like in close enough distance to Disney World. So when there's something cool coming out, in my opinion, you get these assholes that show up and they're there to scalp. Like they're there to buy and they're there to scalp. So my justification of like, oh, you buy something at Celebration for $120 when you sell it on Amazon for $60, you've just done that because now a scalper would have bought that for $60, put it on eBay the same day for $120.
Oh, absolutely.
So now you've ruined their resale value because they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to put this for a certain price. And those things, you just have people, and like there's no way to combat it, which is why, in a sense, in situations of terms of merchandise, I think Disney doesn't care. And it's because they've tried all these different ways, at least here in Florida, to try to limit these scalpers from buying multiples of products or doing these different things that like actually violate the terms and conditions of having an annual pass.
Yeah.
So, but when you have events like Celebration, people are going to show up there. Like, yeah, you spent money to be there. So did everybody else. But like nobody wants you to go there to try to make a living for yourself, unless you're like a content creator and like your content making your living. Like I personally do not support the people that would go in there and say maybe buy like 15 Ronin figures because, oh, I got to make this month's rent. Like, sorry, bro. I hope you go homeless. I don't have sympathy for scalpers, and I think in terms of the merchandise situation, like with what you ran into, I think a lot of that can be attributed to scalpers.
Yeah. So I mean, heck, Hot Toys was another one, right? Hot Toys had the most popular, probably exclusives of the show, I would say. But again, we fall back. yeah,
Talk
That'd
anywhere.
be bad.
yeah, right. But again, we fall back onto the organization, and this is of the company, right? This is not Celebrations organization. This is Hot Toys organization. Because what they did is they put out everything day one. So all 1,500, of each model that they had for exclusives, they put them all out on the floor on day one.
And
right?
they set no limit, right?
And there was a limit of 2 per person.
Per
though.
person.
Per
so you
person,
have a
correct.
group of 5 scalpers.
Exactly. Yeah,
10
you
people.
walk away. Yeah, you walk away with 10. Right, no problem.
And then you have those who are willing to argue, like, well, she's in the bathroom or he's in the bathroom. Like,
Yeah,
let
and
me
I'm
get
sure
that. And then after a while,
exactly.
they're like, okay, whatever, screw
Just
it. Here
yeah,
we go.
because again, the instruction was sell these figures, right? It wasn't uphold the rules. It wasn't we're only gonna sell whatever 400 today, 400 tomorrow, whatever that is, right? Like the split. It's here they are, sell them, right? That's it. So yeah, so those exclusives, not all of them, right? But of course, like the Anakin was gone, I don't know, within an hour maybe.
And it was already listed at like 3 times the price within 20
absolutely.
minutes.
Yeah, people were selling like on the spot, right? Probably as they're in line. Like as soon as they saw, as soon as they saw kind of like, oh, I am gonna make it into the store, I'll start selling,
I mean,
so-
even with the 2025 Chrome that's gonna be coming out, people have already started listing it, like because they know they're getting it. And like, I actually caught my local GameStop store. Guy was out back just selling somebody a bunch of Pokemon today, and there were 120 people sitting on the sidewalk waiting in
Right.
line. It was 90 degrees out.
Right. Yeah.
This is crazy. So
And then the Switch 2 thing that's happening right now, like a lot of people doing that already, like
Yeah.
insider deals.
Yep.
yeah. BP just messaged me. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up here real quick. Download it to my thing. He's sending me pictures of people he caught scalpers at Celebration. It's kind of wild.
Or even I've heard stories like people were paying people to stand in line
Yeah.
and get the figure and then give it to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know Closet and General Kenobi, thank you for joining us. I know you guys
thank
got to
you
work
guys.
really, really early. I don't, so I'm gonna keep on going. But
Yeah.
General Kenobi, I would really like to have you on the podcast sooner rather than later.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Message me your next available dates over the next 2 weeks. So
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll hit you up. I
Sounds good,
appreciate
dude.
the invite, guys.
yes,
Always fun hanging
Pleasure
out.
meeting you finally.
yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys too, man.
Nice seeing you.
Appreciate it.
I'll give you a
have a good
follow.
night.
Oh,
Just,
hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Love
I'll
it.
do the same also. But yeah, y'all have a great night, and yeah, we'll definitely talk later.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
All right, y'all. See you later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have any final words, Closet?
Before you die.
Back off my man.
That's funny. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, guys, this is kind of crazy. I'm trying to get it to pull up. It's not pulling up right now. I need BP on. BP, where are you? Get in here. I want you to talk about this because you obviously you have a inside scoop on this thing because you caught him.
Yeah, there's just, that stuff is just.
I could just imagine BP walking behind somebody. Oh, you gonna
Thanks,
fucking
bugger.
scalp that? You gonna fucking scalp that, bro?
100% BP would do that. That's why I love BP. He's not. He says it like it is. He's just like, oh, you're gonna be scalping that, huh? You know, like.
He's like, why don't you sell it to me for $20 under retail? I'll buy right now. I'll buy 2 of them.
It's $1 starts, baby. $1 starts. Let's do this.
Well, actually, I guess I want to ask something about that as well. About like $1 cards or just Topps cards in general, because it definitely
Thank you,
seems
Bummer.
like they're impossible to get.
Yeah.
And I guess it's that way for a reason. They're collectors, but like when you see these people like on whatnot, like Star Wars Sith, like opening packs, like is there a difference? Like, and I mean no offense to anybody, I just know that Star Wars Sith is like really big into it. Like, is that a form of scalping in a way as well, or is it different because like you know somebody with Topps, or like I don't
So,
know anything
a
about
lot
the
of
trading
a
card?
lot of times it's like, so I've been hunting Shadows of the Empire box personally for a while, and you've got a lot of people that are, there's a market price of what people normally sell it at, and then there's people who sell it a little bit more. But it's like when you're sitting on Whatnot, right? I know, like, if Gazer's selling a box, I know that Gazer's going to charge me more than I could probably find it for online, because Gazer's got the costs in setting up the stream, setting the things out. He's got to make his dime on it too. But it's like a lot of the stuff on Whatnot too. It's like, you know, I'll go in and I'll buy from some of these people just because it's like I like supporting them. I like, you know, being a part of the stream, and then like it all happens live. So you can, you know, I can make a clip if I get a 1 of 1 from like BP's box that I've broken into, and I wouldn't call it scalping, but it's like, you know, some of the guys that are getting those kinds of things are paying an elevated price on top of what retail would
That's what BP just wrote. He said we pay scalper prices to sell one.
Yeah.
Because like, and I just want to clarify, like, I'm not calling Star Wars at the scalper, because like based off of what it looked like he was selling like a pack. I guess an Ahsoka box. Like I said, I know nothing about the cards.
Yeah.
But it was like $8, and like for somebody, like I showed you guys, like I have like Lorcana stuff, like $8 is what a pack of that stuff cost.
Right. But
so
the
I
thing
was
you
like,
have to
that's
realize,
probably
too,
fair
is,
value.
like, you, let's say box retails for 100 and I end up paying 200 for it. So I've got to make my 200 back on that box and still make a little bit of profit on it too. So you'll see there are some people who will charge exorbitant prices on certain things, but a lot of that too is like, you know, you've got to cover the fees on top. You got to cover, you know, it's like, I'm looking to sell a product to you, right? You could go buy that box for 200, or you could buy a $20 pack from me and still have a chance of getting a hit, and you don't have to spend 200 to do so. Because a lot of the thing too is like you could go spend that 200 on the elevated price on the box online, and then skunk it. You could spend $20 on a pack and skunk it. You know.
Yep. And is the only way to get cards like those other than Whatnot, like to have like a local, I guess for me, like it's a local comic book store. Like here, the closest one to me would be Coliseum of Comics in Gainesville, and they have like Magic the Gathering cards, Lorcana, and stuff like that. Or would GameStop sell it?
Yes and no. I tend to find a lot of brick and mortars that aren't like local card shops and stuff. And even then, sometimes it's like I said, the GameStop, they're supposed to be selling one box to person or whatever their limit is. They're supposed to be selling it to the people who show up in your store. But there's a lot of people out there who are scalping, and they'll message somebody, or they know somebody at the GameStop, and they're like, hey, we just got these boxes of cards in, come grab them before anybody else can get to them. You can also get them from Tops themselves, or from like a big retailer like Dave and Adam's Car World, or you get them from eBay. And you know, there's market prices to everything. There's a Whatnot market price to everything, right? So like for me personally, it's like, you know, you'll see people who will sell packs super cheap, and then they can sell more of them. But the other, I mean, like BP can attest to it. You know, you kind of have to price it at what you're looking to get out of it too. And it's like there's gonna be people on Whatnot who try to kill people for pricing, and then there's people on Whatnot who it's like, hey, this is what I paid for it. This is, you know, where I'm at on the cost of selling it, and this is the profit that I'm trying to make off it. Obviously, you don't talk about the profit you're trying to make.
Yeah.
I know that he's not going to murder me on a pack of 24 Galaxy. He's just trying to make, you know, his little cut of it too, you know.
Yeah.
So is the 25 set for this year only, like I see on the Topps website, those Mayo boxes?
No. They've got Chrome coming out with a set. They'll have, you know, it's specific sets they'll come out with for specific years. I mean, BP is the real expert. He could probably talk about that.
Go ahead, BP.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
All right, hold on. I literally just left the office. I'm in the car right now trying to get. Oh, I got technology. Hold on. Let me set up my technology.
All right, Kyber. Hey, yo. Bro, it's so trippy just looking at his little smile. And
there we go. I love it.
Yeah, like so Sidious with the shadow on the top half of the face.
So Clone Force, ask your question to BP again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have my own take on it, but BP.
Yeah. Well, he already semi-answered in the chat. He said like they pay scalper prices to sell it on Whatnot. Yeah. So it's not really the same.
It's not
Yeah.
the same as somebody actually scalping you on eBay.
Yeah, like a bunch of people buying those Mayo boxes at Celebration and then selling them for like I'm assuming that's what that is.
No, these are Hot Toys.
Yeah, those are Hot Toys.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
BP, we were all like, "Oh, we could totally see BP just walking up, going, so you scalping those, huh?" You,
I did.
Did you really?
I went up to him. I was like, "So where guy going over here?" And I went up to the guy. I was like, "I'm gonna be straight up with you, bro. I'm not mad at you. I'm not gonna say anything. But how and why?" And then he was just like, he barely spoke English, but he was like, "Oh, he had the VIP pass and he got in early, and he was with like him and like 4 people, his girlfriend, his friends, and all that. And I guess he just like gave them all a credit card and was like, just buy as many of everything as you can."
Yeah.
Like I said,
Just don't like that stuff. Hope they go homeless.
No, see, at that point,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like that's crazy.
that's crazy. I can get the people who it's like, I'll buy 2 boxes and I'll make my money back on the 1 box with what I sell online. Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like you're still selling something that somebody doesn't have the opportunity to get. So you got to pay, what the end up market is. But it's like the people who go and they buy everything and then sell everything for 3 times. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, see, I'm not a big scalper hater, but when it gets to that point, that's when I start having a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if you go, like say I went to Japan, right, and I'm standing there and this Hot Toys is staring at me that I know is selling for 3 times the amount, it's like, yeah, why not just pick one up, make some of my money back? I just spent like $2,000 to be here, like that'd be nice.
Right.
So I get that, but then there's those people who like they made it like I'm only here because I'm
To
trying to scout. Yeah, like that's when I'm like, all right, bro, like that's crazy.
These Star Wars fans are idiots. I'm making
Or
money.
like I said, what I really get pissed off about is the people who genuinely go out of their way to undercut people's ability to get shit. Like I said, with the whole Pokemon release that happened this weekend, I saw some dude in the back alley of fucking GameStop, 15 boxes in his car while they're supposed to be holding those to sell to people who've been sitting out front since like 6 a.m. Like that's just, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I mean, I'm not a snitch, but I told the GameStop guy, I was like, you do realize Homeboy's selling shit out behind your store. Like, it's not a good look for you.
Wait, the employee was selling it?
The employee
outside?
was selling shit to somebody in the alley behind the store.
That's what they do with that Funko
Bro.
Pop as well. Like I worked at Target and we had somebody who would root through the boxes to find a chase so that like their friend could come in and buy it for them because the employees, if an employee of Target ever finds a chase, they're not allowed to buy it.
Yeah. Yep.
So they would have people come in and like, dude, I got tired. Like, I'll be honest with you, I did snitch because I was like, dude, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Like,
Yeah, it's fucked.
because the same person would come in all the time, and I'm like, dude, like, you're just building a collection. You watch this person immediately put it up on eBay.
Or like I work at Dick's, and it's like same group of 5 people every time we release a shoe come in and they buy 2 pairs each. I know you're not wearing a 9.5 and an 8.
Yeah,
I know what you're doing. Or like when we get an order through our ship from store and it's a Chinese name to a generic post office box in Delaware. I know you've got a shipping warehouse there. I know you're not paying any taxes on it because it's in Delaware, and I know you're selling it in China for 3 times the value that it goes for here.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Like it's
China
the same
market's
fucking
crazy.
profiles every single time. The name is like XGF4296. Like it's not a real fucking name. You're obviously a bot. Like they bought all of our Kobe's as soon as we released them.
Damn.
And I went to my manager. I was like, "You guys aren't going to do anything about this?" And they're like, "Oh, corporate." I'm like,
Yeah, as long as dicks
fucking-
get their money, they don't give a fuck.
"It's fucked. It's not right."
Yeah, that's the cool thing about like the top stuff, because how do you say? Because the Pokemon scene has kind of given Whatnot people a bad rep with the whole scalper shit. Because like, yeah, let's be real, those Pokemon people, those are the people that are going to Target, Walmart, buying every pack, going to all the releases, GameStop, buying out every box because they need it for their store.
Yeah,
like
they just released a new Lorcana set too, and like there's people with cases of it, and it's like, oh, I got all these I don't know what the hell they call them, but it's the booster boxes. They have like 24 packs or something like that in them. And they're like, oh, like look at me, I'm selling booster boxes, and it's like, bro, like
we know how you got them.
Yeah, you take that stuff away from actual people that collect.
And you take that shit away from the kid who's like, it's their first fucking time trying to buy a box, and it's just
Yeah.
like that's one of the reasons why I got out of Pokemon. Is like these $40 ETBs are now like $150 fucking dollars. Like I'm not
Yes,
buying
dude.
cards anymore. I'm not buying them.
Yeah, so that's kind of like my point that I was gonna bring up is because with the Star Wars stuff is like a hobby. Like, say you want a hobby box of 24 Galaxy, that's only 18 packs. Each pack has 4 cards, so in
Right.
total you're getting less than 80 cards
Right.
for $500, $400. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus like me, you can't go to the store and just be like, can I get 1 pack out of the box?
Right.
They're gonna look at you like you're stupid.
Right.
Versus on Whatnot, you only have $40. Cool, let me get 2 packs. At least now I
Right.
have a chance being a part of this versus like having to drop $500 just to get a thing. So
Right.
the Star
But
Wars, the Star Wars top shit's like a reverse thing than the Pokemon.
at the same time too, it's like, you know, you do your vetting on people and you check prices and you look at reviews and this stuff, and it's like, I know if I go into BP's stream, I'm not gonna get fucking shit on financially.
Yeah,
It's like, I
and
might take a
there's
loss.
people
Like I've
who will
never
pay extra for that,
had a
too.
big hit from him, but it's like I know he's not cooking shit on me, you know.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, there's people who know that they're paying a premium, but at least they know they're not gonna get raped by some dude, or sorry, they're not gonna get screwed over by some dude on eBay or something. It's like it's live right here, right now. I built trust with you. I know it. So yeah, I get it, but it's a tough market to be in because at the end of the day, we do kind of have to scalp to get our product, but I don't know.
But you guys would be, you're more or less like a local card shop, but on an app.
Essentially.
Yeah, I'm like your
You're
worldwide.
no
local
different than
card
my.
shop.
Yeah, you're like no different than my Coliseum of Comics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're
because
probably on
even
Whatnot
them,
shit too.
even them, like they're still having to, if they don't have the product directly from Tops, they're having to source it, and then they've got to price it accordingly.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yet again, you still run into some shops where it's like market value on a box is 400 and they're charging like 650.
Yeah, some shops are
Insane
crazy.
world, the
man.
collect-
Especially I call it the LA. Out here in LA, everything's like 15 to 20% more expensive just for no reason.
Yeah, I got a buddy who uses. I'm assuming you guys have heard of this website or app called Mercari.
Mercari,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
Mercari.
like he's bought all. He has like $6,000 in like credit card debt in Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Signed by Japanese artists, like because all of his Funko Pops are anime. He
That's
did have a Star
crazy.
Wars one that was signed by Ray Park, and he was about to give it to me. Then somebody bought it off him for like $150, and I was like, "Let's like." I was like, for me, like the autograph means something. Like I don't want somebody to give me an autograph of Ray Park. I'd rather, if I had the chance, get something with Ray Park. Now it's different nowadays. Like if it's James Earl Jones or Carrie Fisher, like you can't go see James Earl Jones or Carrie Fisher because they passed away. So it's different in that aspect. But I'm like, it takes away the meaning and like, dude, he has all these Funko Pops and like he has like this guy, I call him like a 90%er because he's lying 90% of the time. But like he has this Tobey Maguire signed Funko Pop, and he's like, Tobey Maguire doesn't sign for anybody, so like it was hard to get him to sign. Like he only does it at like charity events and stuff like that. So you have to be lucky. And he's like, he's been trying to sell this thing for like $1,000. Like, dude, like that Funko Pop was $10 when it came out. Like retail is $10. Like they didn't sell it for more, but because it has Toby's signature on it, like you're trying to get $1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll give you $11. I'll give you $1 for the autograph.
Yeah.
That's why I trip out on what's his name, Brian Collects, how he gets like Natalie Portman autos, Han Solo autos, like nothing, and he'll just like give them out to people for like cheap. It's kind of crazy.
It is. That's just because he cares about the people.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
Brian
yeah.
cares about people.
I
Like,
fuck with Brian a lot. Dude's so cool.
Yeah,
he's cool as
I
fuck.
can't wait to meet him in person, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I know
me
he's
too,
in here in
man.
the chat, and I'm not just trying to say things because he's in the chat. I legitimately like love Brian.
Oh, he's in the chat right now? Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
he's in the
He was
chat.
talking about Labubus, which is like something my niece really wants, but I don't Like apparently they're like $200.
Well, and you saw what happened too. Is like, I remember when I was growing up, Beanie Babies, like people were buying them and this, that, and the other, and then like they blew the fuck up, and now it's fucking dirt.
Trash.
It's dirt.
Yeah.
Well,
And
It
I
only
feel
has
like we're
value
gonna
when
get
we
to that
give it
point with
value.
Pokemon too.
Bryant says, "Love you, BP."
yeah, I thought. Yo, shout out to Brian. The only reason why I was able to get some Revenge of the Sith merch from the movie drop was because of him.
Yeah,
He
That's
posted
sick.
that they had it early, so I want to go get it. So.
yeah.
that's
I
like the
needed
one
to
thing that I
be
would
more
do.
active with him as well.
Yeah.
No,
Like, had
follow
I
his
known-
page and check out his stories, bros. Oh, like I've
Yeah,
gone
no.
put on game to a lot
We've,
of shit in the stories.
We've interacted. He had posted like he was working on a Coldplay set, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's kind of crazy." Like,
Yeah.
you know, we had a short little combo.
Yeah. Had I known that Closet wanted that popcorn bucket when I went to go see the movie, I would have been like, "Yo, they have it. Like, give me what it costs plus the shipping, and I'll send it out." Or even
Yeah.
in some cases, I'll just be like, "Just give me what it costs, and I'll eat the shipping."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even give a fuck that much.
Hey,
That
BP.
goes any of y'all. I'd be willing to do that for you, or have you do it for me. You know, it's
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Because I had in our area, we had like 2 or maybe 3 theaters that actually got stuff. All
Yeah.
I got was like the sippy cup Vader,
Yeah.
and I'm not paying $100 for a plastic cup online or a metal tip.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It was funny. So I paid $50 for the helmet, the popcorn helmet.
Yeah.
And I know they're going for like 150 bucks on eBay. And
Yeah.
Star Wars Closet's like, hey, now that you have the real Vader helmet, like, how much do you want for that? I'm like, well, I told him, I was like, well, they're going on eBay for 100, 150. And I just kind of put LOL with it. And he goes, dude, if I pay more than 50, my wife's going to be mad at me. I'm like, dude, it's yours for 50, dude. Like,
Yeah.
just cover the shipping. That's all I ask.
Yeah, like dude, people
So-
were scalping these freaking things, and I was like, this is a $30 popcorn bucket.
Bro,
Brian, how much do you
fucking-
want for that? He says, I got some serious heat, man. I'll check it out on the next days. In 1993, George Lucas Auto with him writing, May the Force be with you.
1983.
1983, yeah.
Do you guys in your areas ever see, side note, this is a super side note. Right now I'm behind a test car. Do you guys ever see like those people driving cars that are coming out next year, but they have like some crazy vinyl wrap on them?
I don't see those, but I do get a
trying to
lot of like
see if
Google
I could-
Earth cars.
I don't know if you guys can see that car, but it looks all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so out here in LA, they do test drives for a lot of like the new vehicles that are coming out in the next 2 to 3 years, and they wrap them in that black and white wrap. So you guys, so when you take pictures of the cars, it like warps the angles, so you can't kind of see like what the new updates and what they're doing are now. So it's
Dang.
kinda super side note, but yeah, they're always cool to see out here.
That's
All right,
pretty cool.
super side note. Yeah, BP, I told you and Jungle I'd get you guys a little bit of some beanies and hats for merch when we go to Denver.
Hell yeah.
What color hat? What color beanie?
Oh, I'm blacked out all day, every day.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
That's what I
hell
got
yeah.
for you.
Bet. That's perfect.
Yeah, I do need to end up getting more merch, dude. I love the hat. I've already gotten people being like, "Yo, where's that hat from?"
Seriously? Sick. Heck yeah. I got my new have you seen my new Gazer hat?
I think you showed me it before you like did anything with it.
Yeah, so let's see here. I'll show you guys real quick. This is my new Gazer hat.
That's tough.
Need one of those.
So
Yeah, I can't wait to start doing my merch, bro, because like the possibilities are gonna be endless with my
yeah.
the channel stuff I got going.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll do any merch. I mean, I still got to figure out how to like edit videos. So like, I'm still like super early in this stuff and like not
He did
knowing a
make
whole
it.
lot.
I'm sitting here just watching BP navigate traffic on a highway over here in LA, man. Like,
I saw you cut that dude off, dickhead.
yeah, you jerk. Did you at least flip him a toll finger?
That LA love.
Tell him he's number one.
California love.
Yes, sir.
That's funny.
Boom. Yeah, it's these are the sweet. I forgot. What's the name for this? There's no traffic right now, so it's the perfect time to go do stuff.
Macman, yes, I did get that Slave One at ICCC. First of all, thank you for calling it the Slave One because that's its name. Yeah, I did.
Indentured Servant 1.
Well, actually, technically not. I mean, yes, at ICCC, but not at ICCC. actually, when we first got there, we couldn't check in yet. So me, BP, Tony, my buddy Colin, and Wrath all went to a local collectible store, and I found it sealed up in the box for $120. And the funny thing is BP looked right over top of it and didn't even see it.
Yes, I swear to God, I would have bought it. But I'm glad it went to you because I would have probably fucking ended up selling at the room sales or some shit.
Talk about scalping. BP Bryant says, BP, when I'm back in LA, let's link up, man. I'll take you around the studios.
I need a little tour, bro.
Bro, what the fuck? I would literally.
Brian
Dude,
the goat,
I'm
bro.
ready whenever. That would be a fucking dream, dude. Please. Whenever you want me there, I'll be there, Brian. I'm not in LA for good right now, so.
Heck yeah, dude. Has it?
So let me know.
Okay,
That'd be
like
fucking
legitimately,
great.
when you sent me that video, BP, for the giveaway, like you genuinely looked like super happy. Like you seem like you're genuinely happy just to be back in LA, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, dude. I get to see my girl every day. I get to see my parents every day right now. Yeah, dude. It's just been I was telling my mom because right now I had to move into my parents' house until me and my girl figured out our living situation for the next few months. So I've been like just on cloud 9 right now, bro. Not having to worry about cleaning the kitchen, not having to worry about cooking, not having to worry about buying groceries, not having to do anything. It's just been it's been a great. The last 2 weeks have been very I wouldn't say relaxing, but a lot less stressful. So I've been very, very happy to be back and seeing a lot of my friends and family again and shit. So
That's cool.
It's nice.
So this office space that you got, like, is it like something that your parents hooked you up with, or how'd you get hooked up with the office space?
No, so my mom is a tax accountant for the state of California. So she has a tax firm, and she has
Spares
like
offices.
these two offices, and one of the so there's tax season, right? And during tax season, she hires more people. But right now, since it's not tax season, she doesn't have as many people working in the office. So she offered me her spare desk and corner and shit. So she was like, "Look, I know like you don't like." She's like, "I know you just work all day, so if like you want to come here and work, like that's fine." Because I was literally looking for an office. I was about to drop money and shit, trying to find somewhere to work, but she hooked it up with that spare desk. So I'm gonna set up there for the next maybe like 60 to 90 days, and then hopefully I'll get. We're looking to get like either a house or some sort of a townhome out here.
Just see if you can go get your old office back.
Oh no, that was
Yeah,
my
and then
apartment.
BB can hire me as his customer service guy.
No, I'm already doing the customer
Oh, yeah.
service thing. I beat you to it.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll be
guys.
your banana
Here,
boy.
I'm gonna run inside the store real quick. If you want to take me off, I'll be back in
Okay,
like 5
we're
minutes.
good. We'll just keep you here.
Less.
Just chill. We'll just turn your camera off and stuff. Yeah, there we go.
I bet.
We're now your car alarm.
Right. Someone goes to steal. Yeah. Clone Force goes. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I was just sending Bricks this reel I found. I didn't know that there was a Star Wars store in Orlando called Echo Base. And I was like, bro, next time I'm down in Orlando, I got to go check that out.
There's a store. There's 2 stores where I live. It's called Tashi Station Echo Base.
That's pretty cool. Have you gone yet?
Oh yeah.
Where is my hat, Wrath? Surprised you're not wearing it. I'm just kidding.
No, it's in my car because I took it to Ocean City.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
This is
Wearing it
like
on the
my main
boardwalk.
hat.
I was wearing
I know
that.
you
and
wear
then,
that all the time. You got to get a new hat, Clone
My
Force.
buddy,
I have
my
a
buddy and I
40th
got
anniversary one, Empire.
my buddy and I got T-shirts. He got like the little knick-knack T-shirts. So I got a shirt that was like "I love Latinas," and he got a shirt that's like "I love Black women." And so I was wearing the "I love Latinas" shirt with the Gazer hat.
Heck yeah.
Good time. Good
I
time.
just noticed that this hat has the tire marks on it from when it blew off my head in Philadelphia because it was so windy in February, and it immediately got ran over as soon as it blew off my head.
Well,
So
my
like it has
chair.
the tire marks on the rims.
By my chair.
Yeah. I didn't even have this chair yet. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass, and then I lost it at TSA, and then had to go back for it because it got stuck in the conveyor belt. So this hat had a journey back in February.
What power converters do I gotta get? I'm lost.
You have to go to Tashi Station and get some power converters.
Oh yeah. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm
Ah,
playing. I love you,
dude.
Mac man. I'm just kind of.
You're not playing. You knew.
All right.
Well, now that everyone left, I can tell you why I'm a sexist.
Yes, go ahead.
He's been cooking on it,
Yeah. Now,
He's like,
I
I
just
can't
wanted
wait
to
to
say-
tell them why.
and then now Gazer's gonna be like, "Guys, we have a special guest."
But so after that thing came out about Leslie, and yes, a lot of people.
Guys,
said
wait.
what
We
you
have a
guys were saying.
special guest. I'm just kidding.
It's nobody cares. But most of the people did have what you guys were saying. Like it's like, yeah, and do the exact opposite. And then one person was like, you know what? I'll give her props for that because she had that same exact George Lucas, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks attitude, except for her, it didn't work. And then, but so I wrote on Threads, like I was like, I've read every High Republic novel and I'm currently reviewing them on YouTube. So I was genuinely excited for the Acolyte. While there are interesting ideas, the show felt unfocused and didn't capture what makes the era so special, especially with characters like Vernestra. It seemed built around a guaranteed season 2. I said, I'm open to more seasons of this show, but after seeing this interview and the interview that Justina had, it's my opinion that Leslie Headland should not return if the show does. And then people were like, you don't really like the guy was like, boo, like that's an L take. And I was like, why is it an L take? And they were like, you can't just blame it all on Leslie. And I was like, she's the show runner. Like she is the one responsible for getting this
created
all
this.
together. And I said, also, I'm basing it off the fact that she didn't consult with the creator of Vernestra's character and knew that Vernestra's character was writing a tie-in novel and did such a poor job that the writer of the tie-in novel had to throw away what she wrote and had to write an entirely new book.
Wow.
Like on the fly, like right after the Acolyte comes out. And when the Acolyte came out, they announced that tie-in novel was coming. So she had to write a new book in time to get it out.
Which is just like that's even just like a professional courtesy at that point.
Yep. And that was my issue, like when everybody's talking about Dave, like in that forward that he put in A New Dawn was like, hey, this is the first time in Star Wars history that the comic book creators are working together and the writers, like the authors are working together and the video games are working together, all this stuff. And then just to find out, and it's funny, my buddy Anthony warned me of this. He's like, dude, they're not going to do it. It's not going to be possible. And then just to come like came full circle and they didn't do it. And for this one, it was just blatant neglect. And then there's Tony Gilroy, who's like, I don't give a fuck if there's a one-shot comic of K2SO. I'm going to create a different story.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a slap in the face. And like, it sucks that there are some of these non-disparagement agreements because like I want to see what some people would say. Like, because like I wonder, and I don't think anybody even asked Justina in her interview like how she felt about Vernestra's portrayal in that thing. Because it's kind of like for you guys, like when you're like, oh, like Disney ruined Luke. This is, I guess, well, I was on the same board with that, but like this is also it again for me, for like the High Republic, and it's like you ruined a character who's been great for all these novels.
Yeah,
and it's like, why didn't she consult? And then at some point, like, why didn't Justina say like, hey, this is the book that I'm working on. What are you doing, like with this character as you're writing it? Because I think that it is Leslie's responsibility.
Now I like it.
Yeah. It's a sexy hat. But it is Leslie's responsibility because she's adding this tie-in character from the books to do respect and talk to the author.
Right.
So I just thought that all that was dumb. And then the person was like, it's an L take, like you're blaming everything on Leslie. when there's bigger people at play here, and like you're not understanding the larger picture. And I was like, dude, I'm talking just at a story perspective, and like I can't blame Leslie because Leslie was the one who didn't talk to Justina Ireland, who's done a good job as an author. Like she has a responsibility and failed to do that, and instead started a pissing contest with fans about whether or not like R2D2 is a lesbian or C3PO is gay, and like I don't like, dude, they're droids. Like not everybody has to have something.
Right.
So I just like, I don't know, it jumped down a rabbit hole, and ultimately what he was trying to say was like, this is just another ploy just to say that like you don't like women writers. And I was like, dude, I'm literally talking about how she disrespected Justina Ireland, and like I'm only basing it off the story. Like I'm not bringing other things into it. And the person was just like, nope, you're sexist. There you are. And I was like, bro, you don't understand. So then eventually, honestly, like I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I have an opinion, you disagree with it. Like I have an opinion, you disagree with it. Like we can leave it there. And it's like, no, you want to keep going? Okay, block. See you later, buddy. Like you can't respect that like my opinion's different.
Right.
All right, boys, I'm back.
Boys are back in town.
Macman says it's ultimately the fault of Kathleen Kennedy. She greenlights all this crap. I'm gonna also, well, and that to that sense, like you also blame the CEO of Disney at the time, and that's Bob Chapek, who greenlit a lot of these projects.
Yep. All right, BP, I got the merch coming.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
Oh, BP dead. Oh, there he is.
He's alive.
But you're wrong. I'm still alive.
I can sense him. He's still alive.
I can sense him in the force.
Yeah. Also, Joel thought I was being an asshole to Star Wars nerd last night, and Wrath didn't defend me. I needed him to be my backup because he was the only one that actually was there for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was busy
for the live stream.
All right, BP, what'd you pick up? We got to know.
Oh no, I just had to pay a bill right here before they closed at 10.
Gotcha.
I just got a storage.
That's where he keeps all of his cards, baby.
I am, yeah.
Not stream out of a storage unit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it, but there's no Wi-Fi or power, and that streaming would get me caught.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses to me.
That's what I think.
Nah, I'm not trying to get evicted from a storage, bro. That's
Yeah.
mad embarrassing. But what's up, guys? What's the deal? How we on? How you been, Clone Force? Haven't talked to you in a few weeks.
I was supposed to be reading a book tonight because I actually messaged Gazer earlier, and I was like, "Hey, I don't think I'm going to be on Saturday because like I got to get this book done. Like I have to reread it. I've already read it once, but now."
And
I'm
I
going
said,
back to
"Jokes
notes.
on you. We're going live tonight."
Yeah. It's like I got all these notes written down, and like I'm working on a script, so because I struggle to get my thoughts out sometimes, and I was like, I promised to put this video by next Friday, so I got to work on it this weekend, and then here I am.
What's the video about?
I'm doing the High Republic series in timeline order, so it's not really on anything cool, I guess. It's just cool for me.
No, I'm actually a small fan of the High Republic stuff. I think it's interesting. I just haven't really looked into it. So when you're done with that video, shoot it through. I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, I already have 2 out. I'm doing it. I'm kind of doing it in the way Star Wars is, like in general, where like they did the originals first, and they went back and did the prequels. So like Phase 2 is the prequels, and that's where I'm starting with because I think that's interesting, especially because there's a great character from Phase 2 called Porter Engle, and his sister Barish Sylvian, who the Barish vow is named after, and they did like a whole run on him. Like, I just want to learn more about him.
Nice. Hell yeah.
VP, did you get your ticket, your 4-day pass, and your plane tickets for Denver?
Yes, sir. I land at 9:45 and I got a 4-day regular pass.
Heck yeah, same Z's. Except I land at 9 p.
Yeah, Jungle said he's gonna get there around like 10:30, so I think we'll be good. So then you have time to go hit a little restaurant or something for an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be something obviously in the airport that'll be hopefully still open that we can hit up.
Yeah, we just gotta avoid picking up our bags to do that, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so dude, it's gonna be I don't even know what the hell's going on. This summer's gonna be crazy. So I'm gonna be with you guys for Denver Expo. Me, you, Jungle, and then
Yep.
Tony's gonna be there working with Theory.
Yep. And
And then-
Will of the Force might be there.
Hell yeah, I'm excited to meet him. I haven't met him yet.
Same.
And then we're gonna be at Rebel Scum Con July, August. Or no, we're gonna be at
A month
Nationals
later.
Card Show July, August. And then that same week, a week after Nationals, I'm going to Dallas for Rebel Scum Con. And then a week after that, I'm meeting Tony back at Fan Expo Chicago. And I want to say
Are you
that's
gonna be
it
with
for
Nerd?
this- if Nerd's gonna be there, then yeah.
I think Nerd, Bricks, and Kyber.
Yeah. I think Kyber's going. I don't know if Bricks is going.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what Nerd told me.
Wait, are we talking about Bricks Creation or is there another Brick?
Yeah, Brick Creations, yep.
I was like, I have no idea.
Dude, her
I should go to-
surprise show up at ICC was hilarious. That was perfect. Did you know she was going, Gazer?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to keep it a secret.
My brother got me this pin from Fan Expo Philadelphia. It was the, I don't know if you can see it.
That's
It's like
sick.
Kenobi Skywalker.
So what got you into Star Wars Clone Force? 'Cause I know the other guys.
I have
You
a
know
cousin.
Shit about me, bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
I have a-
Mac-Man, Rebel Scum Con.
I have a cousin who has autism, and his favorite thing when we were
Wait,
younger
by
was
your
Star
cousin?
Wars. Maybe, if you want to be.
Closet.
But he like it was like his favorite thing, and when I go there, he would always like, "Oh, let's play with lightsabers," or like, he had some games. I'm assuming now that it was like one of the Battlefront games, but he had a PS2, and he would like, "Let's play these games." And personally, like, I wasn't really interested in that. I had like most of my stuff at that point was just racing games and nothing else. But you either met him where he was at, or you didn't meet him at all. So like, then it got like super into Star Wars. We'd have lightsaber battles, and then obviously as like your kids and like you're beating each other with lightsabers, you start playing bloody knuckles with the lightsabers, and you start crying and shit. And it was just a super fun time. And then after that, I kind of fell out of it for a little bit after that. But like when the sequels came out, that's what got me back into it. Like I was like, you know what, like I really like that. Like it was like a brief period of like I didn't know who I was, like learning who you are, what you want to like. Like you go through high school, you meet all these different people, and like you want to try to fit in,
Yeah.
but sometimes you're not true to who you are. And when
Yeah.
the sequels came out, I was like, you know what, dude, I'm a fucking Star Wars fan. Like, and I just want to watch Star Wars. And if you bash on me for doing it, like, you ain't a friend of mine. And then started watching Star Wars again. Got really excited for the opening of Galaxy's Edge, which influenced my move to Florida from Philadelphia. Like, I literally had no job, nothing. Like, I literally up on a whim just said, I'm gonna move to Florida. Fuck it, I'm gonna be closer to Disney
Wait,
World.
really?
Just did it.
By yourself?
Like, me and my friend.
How's that going? Obviously good, right?
Yeah, it's going well. Orlando got a little expensive, so moved to North Florida. I want to get back to Orlando. I miss it. To be honest with you. So goal is to get
Right
back
on.
there one day.
So I know Galaxy's Edge in LA or Anaheim opened 2019.
Yeah,
Orlando went open.
it was August of the same year.
Oh wow, it was.
Yeah, it
the
was.
same time.
So I think theirs opened May 2019, and then this one in Orlando opened in August of 2019. I didn't go to Disney World until September though.
Damn.
And then like it was really like honestly that freedom of the pandemic that really influenced my move too, because like I was selling cell phones and stuff, and there's no work, so I was just at home and I was like, fuck it, I'm moving to Florida.
Yeah, I feel that. I have a
Type shit.
my thing. I have a pretty similar thing where I was lifelong Star Wars fan since I was like 2-3 years old, and then I started playing sports around middle school and high school, and kind of like thought I was too cool for it and shit. And then I graduated high school in 2014, and then December 2015 is when The Force Awakens drops, and I was like, wait, Star Wars. It just kind of brought back this whole like memory, like I had stored in the back of my head about how much I love Star Wars, and it just started this whole thing. And then when Galaxy's Edge came out, that's what solidified me like fully back into Star Wars. I went to Galaxy's Edge probably like a month after it opened, when it was still pretty tough to get in, and holy shit, it's just been I've been stuck nonstop since 2019, pretty much, since Palpatine returned.
Yeah, I think like I mean, if you want to attribute anything to the sequels for a lot of fans, it's what allowed them to be like, you know what, like this is mainstream again for me, because like a lot of us were, I guess, like Star Wars closet, like just like I'm a Star Wars fan, but like I'm not gonna openly put it out there. And like I guess the sequels coming out made it cool again in a sense, but then obviously the sequels went the way they did, and like 7 had me on a high, like on a very high note. Like I really enjoyed 7.
Yeah, I love the
And
Force
then
Awakens.
like me personally, the only one, there's issues with 8. There's a lot of issues, like there's issues with 8, but the one that really ruined it, and I think like, and it's my opinion here, the reason why we
Clone
still
Force
talk
and I
about
have
it as
thought about
being
this.
divisive as it is because of 9. 9 is the reason why we still can't move on or look at it the same way as what the prequels were. Like, because now, like I sent Gazer a thumbnail for a video I'm gonna work on, and I put like Star Wars: The Force Awakens in silver and blue because it's the 10-year anniversary, and those are the colors of 10 years, and it's like we're
Nope, we can't hear Clone Force anymore.
Yeah, okay, I thought that was me.
Nope. You're good. Battle Packs, I just sent you Brian's number. Message him. He said he's ready next weekend to take you out to the studios. So,
Can you guys hear me?
Barely. You sound really weird.
Wait, I can't read the what is Brian saying in the chat?
BP says BP off topic. You'll see where I'm going with this. But what did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get hate. I liked the movie. It was fun, but I just didn't get the point of it. I didn't get the hype. It was a great movie. It was fun. I liked Wolverine more than I liked Deadpool, but I just didn't get the point. But it was a good movie. Not nothing bad to say, but I kind of already forgot about the movie, low key. Oops.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we're gonna let Clone Force jump. I think he's got something planned for you next weekend when you guys meet up. So,
in that case, I love Wolverine and Deadpool.
Once Clone Force gets back on here, we're gonna kind of wrap things up for tonight. Clone Force, welcome back. Still can't hear you.
Still shitty?
Oh, there it is. Now we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. We've been going just over 3 hours now, so
nice.
Great stream. He says, I got an extra crew jacket I have in my office. Take it, size large.
Oh,
Crazy,
dude,
bro.
there's no way. You serious right now?
There you go, BP.
What the fuck, bro? Oh my god.
You have to give him some Legos.
Dude, a wine bottle or something. I'm gonna text Brian. I'm gonna bring you a gift too, bro. I'm not about to be just showing up empty-handed. Hell yeah, bro. I'm a huge gift guy. Gifts to me mean the world. So when someone gets me something, I don't ever sell it. I don't give it to no one else.
Same.
I treat it like it's like I just got a Oscar award or some shit. So I
Same.
give
Dave,
her, like,
let me drop
love
my
and-
registry.
Love it. All
Do
right,
it, drop
guys.
it.
Thank you for being in here, all of you guys. Shout out to Star Wars Closet. Shout out to General Kenobi's Bunker. Shout out to the Diamond Badge PML podcast, Mariana, for being on here tonight. Added her to the Beyond the Stars podcast here. Shout out to everyone watching. Thank you so much for being here with us. We 29 people still in here. So
Crazy.
appreciate you guys. Guys, go check out Wrath of Mandalore on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram. Go check out BP on Whatnot on Instagram. And then obviously Clone Force 97. Check him out as well on Instagram and on YouTube. And of course, myself. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 500. We hit that. We got a big giveaway. You want to know what it is? Go check it out on my Instagram and my YouTube. And again, don't forget to subscribe. So thank you, boys. Appreciate you.
Yes, let's get Gazer to 500, guys, please.
Let's get Wrath of Mandalore to
give away some
25.
hats.
Yes, let's do this. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. And remember, the Force will be with you always.
Power up.
Now, this podcast is something that